There is
If
also...
you see an outlet right there,
Sure.
that'd be awesome.
There's also an outlet over here.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get the...
Okay, so
Already live, by the way.
let's
So,
talk about this for a second because I
There
have
we
a
go. Thank you.
17 and a 15, which I put in Dex and Constitution.
Okay.
Right? That leaves my strength at 12, and everything else is really rough. So,
how rough are we talking?
well, not really rough. I have a 10 and 11 and a 6.
Oh,
Okay, so
yes.
Are you ugly?
Here's the question is I can either go, because I haven't picked a race yet, I can go with a race, like I could be a Goliath, which would give me a +2 strength and a +1 constitution.
That's a good one.
Right?
Yep.
I could go, or I could go with something that's gonna give me a plus to my constitution, or a plus to my dex.
Okay.
So, not sure what I really, really want to do. Like, what do I want to do? I don't know. I have my dex at a 17.
I would bump the
Constitution at a
strength.
15.
I would probably
do the Goliath.
Yeah, but I'm partial to
So my
that.
constitution's a
I love Goliaths.
15. So my constitution's a 15. The +1 is not gonna bump my modifier.
Right.
It's the only downside.
And what were you putting that into?
What?
What were you wanting? Oh, the dex.
Well, no, the
Or
Goliath
con.
would give me the
You said the con. Sorry.
and the strength.
Sorry. Yep.
So it's not going to adjust my modifier at all.
Okay.
So is that going to be worth it? Or am I better off to be a human, bump my strength or my constitution to change my
I would
modifier?
bump your strength. 12 is bad.
Yeah. Right.
As a barbarian. Like,
Right.
you're going to get a +1 on your damage.
Yes. And then I could take a feat, though.
Right.
If I'm a human, then I
Okay.
could take a feat.
And you get a skill and a language and... Yeah.
Yes. Or should I be Goliath and take the like the stone's endurance?
I told you what I would do. I would do a Goliath, but you seem to want to do a human.
No, I'm actually thinking it might be good.
The other thing is, I don't
I've
think
never
either of those
played a
get dark
Goliath.
vision, so there's the other thing to think about. So you could be a dwarf,
Accurate, but
and then you get dark vision at least.
no, but that's only going to help my constitution, though.
No, be a mountain dwarf, you also get a bump to strength.
No.
Yes, mountain dwarfs get a
Mountain
bump to
dwarf
strength.
+2 constitution.
You get a bump to strength as well.
Mountain doors get a bump to strength as well.
I'm telling you.
Well, it's not in D&D Beyond.
It is.
Well,
You get one thing from your main dwarf, and then you get it from your mountain dwarf.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm literally under Mountain Dwarf.
Okay.
And it says +2
I
constitution.
guarantee you, 100% it's in there.
All right, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what it says in D&D Beyond.
Sure. Go through and select it and see. Then tell me after you get to the next step. It'll reflect it in there.
So what did you say, Lee, about, so if I did the +2,
Yeah,
human
human.
+2 and the
Oh,
feat,
yeah, you're a
and then,
dwarf.
what was it? You said something about a skill?
You get a language and a skill.
You would have
So-
like...
So I don't get 2 of the skills like it says here, or,
No,
I
you
just
get
get
one
one.
skill
okay.
if you do the human variant.
Sometimes
And then it
I-
just means that I
I'm
get to
not
add
sure,
my
but I haven't played a
proficiency to
Goliath
that.
before.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys are helpful. Okay. I think I'm gonna do it because I've never played one before.
Oh, my friend Dead Aussie Gamer's here. I love it.
Okay.
He ended up going to Gen Con last year. I was so bummed I couldn't make it. I almost like wanted to drive down there just to hang out with him.
Ooh, what are going to be?
So I get 200.
What are multi-classing minimums for a druid?
I'm warning you, Paula. We already have people requesting me to take off my shirt and show off my +2 to strength.
Okay. What are druid minimums?
Well, at first level, it doesn't matter.
Multi-classing.
It's going to be a
know.
13 though, in
And
wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yes.
Ooh, don't have that.
Yep, you won't have that.
That's a false.
You won't have that till at least level 8,
Okay.
I think.
Well,
It's almost a guarantee.
maybe I'm just gonna be a barbarian, you guys. Maybe I'm not gonna end up multi-classing.
What did you end up choosing, Paula? What race?
Goliath.
Oh, you did. What?
I did do it. I'm gonna
Oh.
try it. Right?
Yep.
Why not?
You are really going off the path of what you would normally play.
I know. Well, but even if I had chosen a dwarf, that also would have been.
What
Not right.
type of dwarf are you, Nicole?
Mountain dwarf.
Mountain dwarf? Do you know what kind of monk you're going to be yet?
I'm a fighter.
Oh, you went fighter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was I doing?
No, you're good. You're good.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
We
Oh,
have-
that's right. I was gonna do.
You were gonna do a monk.
Maybe I want to do that instead. Hold
You want to be a monk or a fighter? It's your choice.
Oh, I was just gonna
I
say
like
we
fighters
have
more,
additional
to
miniature
be honest.
options available if you want to be a fighter. And,
We have some that are pre-painted for dwarves here too.
Okay.
We have a couple with shields. Actually, I put them out there already.
Any particular suggestions for weapons? 'Cause with the martial weapons, warhammer, sword,
I don't.
doesn't matter.
Not. I mean, it would be up to you. So, I think I was using a warhammer.
I
I liked the
do.
warhammer. I think.
Plus, it's versatile. So if you reel it
Yeah, no,
two-handed,
I'm
you
gonna
do
You get the
Right.
1d10, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
This is why I
Plus,
have to
what's
write
my
things down.
miniature holding?
Well, because I was
Your
like, it's
miniature
so,
is holding a warhammer.
you know,
Hey,
Yeah.
well then
it's
that.
different.
your deck.
Yeah,
Right?
and I've never done it before.
And then that's Paula's. So I guess these ones can go away. The monks can.
well,
Nope.
which no, she
We're
Oh,
wanted
she
going
is
back
the
doing
to
monk?
Yep.
And
Definitely.
she
Oh.
wanted the one with the
chain?
staff.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
she
you got to
wanted
finish
the
her
staff.
face and her base.
Her face is done.
No, it's not. She doesn't have eyes.
Who needs that?
Your favorite part.
No, she does. They're actually just super, super tiny because her eyes are really, really tiny.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just squinting all the
It's
time.
cool. It's fine.
What are you playing, Paul?
He didn't say. What are you doing?
He's being very
I'm
secretive.
Thinking.
He won't tell us until we're all meet
Well,
in the
let's
end.
see.
It really depends. I have an idea of something I'd like to play, but it's kind of like stat heavy. So if I get a lucky roll, I'd probably end up rolling that way. But if not, I'll probably fall back to
Gotcha.
a warlock or a bard.
Okay. For if you guys choose to buy equipment,
Right
we're
on.
doing max gold for your class. So,
Okay.
because a lot of people will do the quick selection because they don't want to,
I generally just go for the starting equipment for whatever.
I
But
do too. I was just trying to let people, if they wanted to, So you said monk. Do you know what kind of monk?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I don't think you have to choose till level 3.
all right, so I'm going to.
And then are you going to be a totem barbarian? So you get the resistances and stuff? Is that what you were
probably.
going to do? Just let me know when you know. Do you know what race you are, Paul?
I was thinking changeling.
Okay.
That's what I'm playing in our other game is a changeling bard.
Cool.
So let's
I
see
love
how
it.
this works out.
Interesting group so far. I like it.
Oh, whoa, no, that was not
that was just a
the first.
preface
That's
roll.
the first roll is always practice to get the ones. Up.
Oh no!
What is that?
That's a 6.
Yes.
That's a 6.
So
Oh,
6,
okay.
1, 1,
So it's
1.
better than your
That
worst
is
one. So.
perfect.
That's
No, that was a pretend
A
one.
seven?
My worst
That's
stat
better than her
is,
worst.
No, that's an 8.
That's an 8. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
my
sorry,
worst
you're
stat
awful.
is a 6.
It's great.
So, dude, you got me beat. What did I put that 6
that's
in
not.
again? Intelligence.
Oof.
That's the same as the stat array so
All right.
far.
Great.
So you're right now right
It's
on par
gonna
with
be
that.
great, you guys.
That was pretty great.
Okay.
All right. So
I like that.
We'll start off with an 8. All right. Next one.
Okay.
There we go.
Check the
That's a
book
16.
for backgrounds. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about that feat again.
I'm gonna post my house rules for the chat so they can check them out
That's a
too.
9.
I might look through the
Not
feats
great.
just to make sure I'm gonna be a Goliath.
That's fine.
Because
No problem.
there's a lot of opportunity there, you guys. I'm gonna
11.
pass it on.
You'll be fine. You will be fine.
Okay. Well, what can I get? What
2
would be-
more.
What language did you choose, Andy?
I haven't decided yet because I haven't.
Oh,
I wanted to hear a little bit about the world we're in.
okay.
Alright. Last one.
I can tell you up front, the economy in the area you're at is really poor. The area you're in has.
See,
It's.
like I
I'll
said,
show you
you
on
have
my
a
back. Should be
defensive
easier.
list. So when something hits me, you can use
Alright.
your reaction to add your proficiency
So-
bonus, which starts out as 2 for your AC.
I'll circle it and highlight it.
Dang it! I don't know what to do. Durability.
Alright.
Alright, so this is kind of where you guys are at in the world. This is a set of mountain ranges in the middle there. That's roughly where you are. The very first adventure is going to start on the north side of these little mountains. And you're supposedly heading towards the port at the bottom here. Right about there.
Oh, sorry.
At one point, this area it's called Black Rock Cliffs because there used to be exposed obsidian stone. And I was thinking of the
Yeah.
website like World Anvil.
Uh-huh.
There used to be obsidian stone, an abundance of it, but that was over 1,000 years ago. At the time, this region thrived. They even made buildings out of obsidian, magical weapons, things like that out of obsidian. A lot of the places in the area have, black in the name, like the Black Lake, Black River, Black Rock Cliffs, Black Rock Pass, things like that. There's a town. The port is called Port Obsidia. There's Black Rock, which is a city. The capital of the area is in the far east. It is actually the only place where people do tend to have a lot of money. It is called the Burlington Castle. They have a Bard College that is really prestigious. Their library is prestigious. But to get into the town, you kind of have to have some money. They don't just let anybody walk into town, kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah. Luck was not with me tonight, so I think I'm going to go for point buy.
How bad were your rolls?
8, 9, 11, 11, 12, 16.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah. So,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
That is pretty rough.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it, and point buy would give me a 15, 15, 13, 10, 10, 8.
Right.
So,
Yep, that's a good one.
because I don't really need super high stats for this type of character.
Okay, so I decided to go and be a human instead.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
so that I can take a feat.
Okay.
So sorry, changed
That's
my
fine.
mind.
You're not really sorry.
I know. You know what? I was kind of excited though, but this is kind of a cool feat, and I don't usually get that excited about all that many feats, but I think this will be useful.
I will change it in my notes again. Gosh. What's the feat you're going with?
They invented erasers. Defensive duelist,
Oh, okay.
right? I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, if you're using a single-handed weapon, I think, right?
Yeah. I will, because I'll use a shield.
Okay. Alrighty. That's the one that gives you like +2 to damage, or
It allows you to use your reaction to add your
To
proficiency
parry.
bonus to your AC.
once as a reaction.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
So
That
if
is
you
pretty
could,
good.
that I think that's gonna, because that's what I'm going for,
Gonna be
is
tough-
to try
Tough to
and
hit.
tank.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yup.
You know. Okay.
It's gonna be great.
I always pick
right,
languages
so-
that I never end up using.
Tell me this.
Like I always want to pick like the cool.
If I
ones.
wanted
Right.
to, if I wanted
Yeah,
to use it,
never gonna use it.
Never use that crap.
I don't see that.
I
in
picked
here.
halfling.
So there is
I
one
like
from a
it.
background that gives you a net. But yeah. So what's the
Sure
question
you
about the
will.
net?
It's like sure
Uh,
people time.
Yeah.
I would just, it would be just a thrown
My friends
weapon,
are finding one,
thrown.
and they're
So it'd
all,
be
like,
a
short
dex,
Like,
you know,
they're
it'd be a
all-
Dex plus
Yes.
proficiency.
Plus
Proficiency.
Yep.
Everybody
and then
in
if
my
I
group is
hit, what,
doing that.
and
I was
then
like,
I'm assuming that there's like a,
We were
How
sort
do you
of
deal with
joking
that?
about
Save
that.
It's
for
literally- I
one
think
of our
it's-
other
or
games
entangled.
that we're
I'd have to
like,
double
we should all
check,
be
but they're
paladins.
entangled,
Yes.
but they can
All be
expend an
paladins.
action to pull it off of them. Kind of
I'd
thing.
be like,
There's not like a
Yeah, they were talking about
difficulty
it,
as
so
far
they're
as I
doing all-
know.
Everybody
Um,
does that.
If someone in chat
halfling,
knows that, feel
like,
free
all
to
their halflings.
post
That's
it,
how
but
I
I'm
know.
pretty sure
Yeah.
they can just
we
spend
played
an
it.
action.
We started an all elf group at one point and
What were your
Didn't
stats,
stick.
Paul? 8, 10, 10, 15, 15?
8, 10, 10, 13, 15, 15, and then adjusted. They are 8 strength, 14 dex, 10 con, 10 intelligence, 15 wisdom, 17 charisma.
Kind of like
Gotcha.
personality trait of isolated.
Under
someone
the
or at least
feat, it only allows me to choose grappler.
It doesn't. Why?
I don't know because that's the only choice.
Are you making it under the campaign? Or
It
is
shouldn't.
go-
I didn't restrict anything.
I was already.
Well, if she doesn't have it, if she's not under the campaign, she wouldn't get access to all the other books. She'd just be doing SRD.
That's what it was. Yep, because you don't have access unless you're in my thing.
Yeah.
For the link.
You gotta click the
I
link
forgot
and then
about
make
that.
the
Because
character
I'm
that
the one
way.
that's content
I
sharing. Yep.
couldn't
Yep.
figure out what my. Hold on. I have to figure out what my login information.
You said 10
is.
con, right? For your change.
Yeah.
And okay. Cool.
Okay. Maybe I can at least figure out my screen name.
All right.
I will come back to those. Tempest Cleric. So there's a good chance you guys might level to 2 or 3, depending on how much we get done tonight as well. If you do everything, you'll probably be level 3 by the end of the night.
We're probably not going to get any of it done.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's
We're gonna
okay.
go ooh shiny and get completely distracted.
Worst case scenario.
100% likely.
What background? Did you pick a background, Andy?
not yet.
Okay, no problem. Not trying to rush it. I was just curious. Choose equipment. You chose chainmail.
Yes. For the shield.
Gotcha. Shield. Priest pack or explorer's pack?
Priest.
And then, did you choose the simple weapon or light crossbow?
Say again?
Light crossbow, or did you choose the simple weapon?
No, I went with, well, since I get all the martial weapons.
Right. So you get.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I went with like all the. I
Yep.
went with the cash.
Oh,
Just
okay.
picking
Gotcha.
and choosing.
Gotcha. All right. So go back into there. Gold. And then 5. Was it 5d4?
Yep.
Okay.
So 200.
Okay. Let's say device. No, randomize again.
Just hit add starting.
See, the problem is it added what I
Oh.
rolled. It's okay though. I can add it in here. No worries.
You need to know what I picked.
Yeah, but I'll do it at the end. When you finish your sheet, I'll just look at your sheet.
Okay.
Try to see. How you doing over there, Nicole?
Good, I think. I just got done adding my items.
Awesome. Currency. There we go. 200. Perfect. It's incomplete. So campaigns. D&D Beyond is great.
Yeah, it's going so well for me right now.
Hey, I sent you the link.
I know, but I can't remember my login. I'm already logged in,
I got you.
but I can't get added to your campaign.
Sorry.
Let's try this.
All right, how's it going, chat? I really want to get you and Nate around a game table one day. I feel like it's been way too long, and I'm getting a little jealous of not being in the States. Yeah, he missed our last Descent into Avernus game. I think we're playing next weekend, next Saturday. So we'll actually stream that too. It's also got Luke from the DM Lair, and Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and then Paula, who's sitting
Me.
on the far right on the couch.
You know,
The way.
So.
I can't remember her passwords.
So I use the same password for everything.
Cool. Yeah. It's going great.
Yeah, a lot of sites don't let you use the same password though.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I don't know what you want me to do here.
It's not working? How did you use it the other day? Like, why doesn't it auto
So
log
that's
in?
the thing, is that I'm logged in right here, creating the character. But when I go to the
Right,
link,
I understand that. So when you go to the link, it tells you to log in again. Correct?
yes, yep.
Let me see.
And I think I was signing in with Twitch.
Don't want to start a new campaign. Let's see what happens if I say start a new campaign. It does that.
Can you find me?
Well, no, I can't find you. But we could create it up here in the campaign, probably. So, view campaign. So, gosh, this is kind of a pain in the butt, isn't it? Create an unassigned character. You could use paper and a pencil like your
You
brother,
know
too.
what? All I can hear is like the peanut gallery on the other side.
What's your
of the
character's
couch,
name, Paula?
Trying to not say anything.
Who, your brother?
Yes.
I'm being good.
I agree. All right, milestone. Manual hit points. I'll do it for you up here. You love it when I do things for you. It's your favorite.
No, because then I can't use it on here anyway.
You don't have a book over there? I'm trying to figure out, since you can't log into it, there's no way in a million years I'm going to know your password.
Just give me a character sheet.
I was trying to come up with an easy way for you to do it.
I know, I can do it really quickly. It'll be fine.
So you've tried every possible password combination?
Oh, please.
You got it?
No.
Oh.
But.
You're so stubborn.
Oh, look at that.
Spare the dying or resistance?
You got it as I handed it to you? I knew that was going to happen.
Should have
I
handed it to her sooner.
I had the wrong screen name.
I
Spare the dying
think-
or resistance?
It's all good.
It depends. You're going to take Healing Word.
Well, when it comes to cleric,
So no matter
you always have all the
Okay.
spells. Right?
Correct. But if so, Healing Word allows you to heal somebody. Say they're fallen at 0.
My
You can heal someone
characters.
from across the battlefield. Whereas Spare the Dying, you have to be next to
Already
them
there.
to touch them.
Perfect.
Doesn't use a spell slot, but
Everything's going great.
you know what I mean. So it kind of comes
Good call.
down to how you're gonna build it.
Watch it
Good call.
still not let me use the healing.
I always did the Spare the Dying, or not the Spare the Dying, but the Healing Word.
Got it. I like that.
And then I would do Resistance probably.
Yes.
Okay. So I won't make this character either. Dang, Paula.
Sorry, I know you got all excited, but
I did. I got excited to help you make a character that you were gonna love.
fun fact, still only allows me to do that same feat. So
Because you're trying to use the same original character that's not assigned to a campaign. Did you click the link?
I clicked the link and I logged in.
Okay, now try to click the link now that you're logged in. Or exit out completely and click the link and start from scratch. You already know what you're doing.
Do I though?
Do you know your
Right.
stats? Do you want me to write them down
No,
real
I
quick?
got it on a piece of paper.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay.
Great.
Super.
Alright.
Thought this chat was quiet. Guess I just needed to refresh it. I got plans to save up for at least one con this year. Might be PAX Australia, some UK con. Yeah, I want to go to the Nerdarchy convention. We've been talking about that. Just comes down to possible jobs. If I land this job that I've interviewed for 3 times, then there's a good chance. So, shoot. What's so funny over there?
You won't let me.
Won't let her click the link.
Oh, now I will.
Now that you've clicked it 4 times.
I'm not having any problems.
It's fine.
It's all great. Join a campaign. I'll just create another character.
Did it join you to the campaign?
Join a campaign. Black Rock Adventurers.
Yes, you're in.
Yay.
Perfect.
Did I do those right?
Yes, I would say so. I would rate the page number, just because sometimes the wording is kind of tricky.
Okay, but I have the numbers right.
Oh, let me double
That's
check.
what I was looking at.
Spellcasting ability +4, so you have a 18.
Yep.
Spell save DC 8 plus proficiency +4
Okay.
would be 14. Yep. Spell attack bonus is 4 plus proficiency +6. That is correct.
Okay.
One of the things that, if you know, for example, you're almost always going to have guiding bolt on the front page where you put like the weapon stuff in the middle. I like to write, for example, guiding bolt, and I would say like my +6 to hit, for example.
Where's human?
And then I would just
Oh.
make a note that
I was
it's
looking in the juice.
proficient, and so
So I
like
get
You
Alphabetical
are on
Okay, so I got
struggle bus.
5
Alphabetical
spells.
order is a great thing.
The number of
to know.
times I've seen the alphabets on there.
and you'll get new ones every day. You just gotta change them at that time. I'm pretty lax
I wanna
though.
get,
Like if we
like,
get
one
up
of
to our
those school
first
things where they
combat
have the
or
alphabet, like, on the
dungeon,
wall.
and then you say,
Oh, we
"Oh,
have one
I
in
didn't
the
pick up my
closet.
spells.
Yeah,
These are the
I need
ones."
to get that.
You don't have to
That's my
tell me
kids
what
section
it's
to
up.
pretend it's for them,
Just
but really
switch
it's
them
for
out
me.
on your own.
You're
Right,
like,
okay.
I don't feel like singing it again. We'll
Yeah,
just
let
take
me just
a
like,
quick
oh, there we
round.
go.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
always have,
Okay,
unlike the
so
wizard,
now
we
let's
only
see,
have a
let's
certain
see.
number.
There we go.
All the spells are available.
100%. Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't put in my abilities yet. That's why it's not an option. Okay.
What class did you choose, Paul?
Warlock.
Warlock? Changeling Warlock?
Yep.
Awesome. Is it the Pact of the Blade? Or
Pact is 3rd level,
Just
so I'll figure that out by then.
It's
Okay.
fine.
I don't have great combat stats, so
gotcha.
I'll probably do.
You'll just Eldritch Blast and try to stay 120 feet away the whole time.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe a College of Whispers bard would be fun too. But,
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's what we
yeah.
were talking about the one time.
yeah. Well,
Those are
If-
cool.
I ended up getting really good rolls, I would go for Paladin, and then multi-class over to Warlock for a Hexadin. But you have to have enough strength in order to wear heavy armor.
Mhm.
And that's the real challenge of having essentially good charisma, good strength, and decent con, because you need to fight up front. So I need to have 3 okay stats.
I gotcha.
So that didn't work out. So then it was either going to be College of Whispers Bard, which I thought could be kind of fun,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the Changeling, or a Warlock.
Right.
I thought the Warlock was a little bit more ranged DPS-y,
Mm-hmm.
which sounded like it probably could be useful if you have a cleric, fighter, and a monk, or a cleric, barbarian, and a monk. Or cleric and a couple of melee characters.
Right.
Is the monitor in?
No,
No,
we
it's
got it.
in here, honey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll
Yeah.
we'll come get him out of bed if we need to, and then otherwise if you want to just lay down and watch TV, or even if you even want to sleep,
I think she's playing video
you
games.
can.
No, I'm watching the show now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even if you want to fall asleep on the couch, that's fine. So okay.
I'm wanting one of those things. Right, they're
Oh.
right behind Daddy's laptop
Oh.
bag.
You're okay. You'll be fine.
You can go get a snack from the.
What is it? I don't even know what it is.
Combos.
Oh, yeah, you can have a couple.
The small, the mini one.
They're like, I think either the cracker or the pretzel with cheddar cheese in it.
Oh!
You can open it.
I did what I mock my family for not.
Split it
being
down the
able to
middle?
do. No, I used just a little corner, just a little tad.
There you go.
You can have some.
Take a handful and then go. Cool. That's mine.
No, it's not. Give me an extra one for that.
No, you're good.
All right, go have fun, honey.
It's your fault for fumbling.
Love you.
No, it's not.
Okay. Okay.
She wants to GM.
Oh, Lily.
Yes. Remember when we played the last time and then she's like, I want to control all the monsters.
Yes.
Problem is she'll just outright
I wanna
kill
write
me.
a story.
Like, nope, this gets to do 13 d20 damage.
This sounds good.
Mm-hmm. And then she'll think she won. She'll be like, I won D&D.
With yeah. What backgrounds did you guys choose?
I went Hermit because monk.
Yeah.
That was a tough choice.
A courtier for me.
Oh.
Ooh.
We got fancy.
Okay.
I don't think your brother chose one yet. Would you choose?
I haven't yet. I will.
Would you choose, Paula?
That's what I'm trying to decide. Folk hero, maybe?
Mm.
That's always a great option.
That's a fun one.
Could be. So you brought your own mini then?
No.
Or no? Oh, okay. You just
No.
have one at
I
home.
want them.
Yeah, no, she was showing
Okay.
me a couple of the other ones.
Okay. Okay.
she had for her other game.
Totally just kicked that. There we go. All right. Do you have a miniature for your warlock?
I don't.
Okay.
What's your race?
I could.
I have these three that might
It's
work really
changeling,
well.
so it could look like anything really.
Okay. Do you have a preference?
There's a.
Uh,
I think there's a couple cool ones.
anything that isn't probably holding a melee weapon.
What about a walking stick?
Sure.
We'll make it him.
We do have. I think we have a guy. He's not painted, but I can paint him for you. That has like a ball of fire, something like that.
Do we have a guy?
Alright, so
Don't we have a guy with a ball of fire?
I don't know. I'll have to look. I think it's a girl, but it's okay. We can get one.
Yeah, as a changeling, it doesn't really matter.
Right. What's up, Andy?
Okay.
Oh,
talking to myself a little bit.
Sounded like you had a question.
Soldier. Could be a soldier. That sounds very formal. Sounds too formal for me. I think we're gonna.
Could be a
Okay.
bounty hunter.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a lot more choices in here than there is in the book.
That's because it includes all the books, and you
I
only look at the
know.
player's handbook.
Well, that's what I have in front of me.
That was what I was looking at when I was thinking about Doom Fighter. Was the
What?
bounty hunter.
Ooh, gladiator. What does gladiator give me?
It's basically the folk hero thing.
An instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Sounds like my mate's daughter who plays with us at times. She just wants to see the world burn. Yeah, that's Lily. I'm just kidding. Which is great. I run RPGs for kids at the youth center. They recently staged a public execution of one of the other players for raising the loved ones of a town of pirates to use as a skeleton crew. Oh, they don't like the necromancy, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore.
I'm cool with the necromancy.
I'm always down with the necromancy.
Kids are a little more black and white sometimes.
Are you going gladiator, Paula?
Well, I was looking at it. I think I'm gonna do folk hero.
Okay.
It seemed like
Folk
I
hero it
got
is.
acrobatics and performance. I already grabbed acrobatics.
That means you can take anything. in
Yeah,
its
I
place.
know. I would, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do folk hero.
Okay.
Maybe I'll be a glass blower.
Seems like an interesting, delicate choice for a barbarian.
There was we watched it on Netflix. It was like an entire season. It was like a glass blowing competition. You know how they
That
do
was
this
awesome.
like interior design where it's like everybody design a bathroom and we'll pick the best one. It was
Yeah,
basically
glass.
like that for glass blowing. Like
It had some
everybody
eccentric people
designed
on
a
there too that were
vase.
awesome.
I can imagine. Glass.
There was
And
this
it
one
was
older lady
just
who was like
like-
super feminist. She was
Oh,
she was hilarious.
Phenomenal.
Her personality was hilarious.
She was so,
So
great.
as a-
She was
as a
good.
cleric,
Favorite
I'm not sure whether I should go with
Pretty sure there's more than
acolyte,
China.
noble,
Made out of
or
glass.
criminal.
What? What did
I
you
think
say?
criminal would be the most fun.
My background. So if I'm a cleric, should I be an acolyte, which is the normal, the normal straight path.
Right?
The noble, which
If you do the-
is a
Yeah.
variant,
Yeah.
or the criminal,
Yeah,
which would be an ironic twist, but sometimes perhaps a little too close to reality.
You could do the knight and have 2 retainers that follow you around.
do the criminal.
Then you get 2 NPC
Just
little
do it.
minions.
Wait, criminal or noble?
That would be a knight, but
Oh, knight. I don't
Yeah,
get
no.
that guy.
Boy, painter. Maybe I'll be a painter. Probably putting way too much thought into this.
yeah, you probably are.
Wood carver. I'm gonna go with wood carver.
Are you?
That's universally applicable to.
All right.
You can use that so many
Anything.
ways.
You know what? No. Is stone masonry? Mason.
You can be a stonemason.
Mason. That's what I'm going for.
Go for it.
Rustic hospitality.
Someone suggested that the necromancer should just rise up all the goblins. Because nobody cares about undead goblins.
I mean, except for the next town over.
I approve of it. Well, no, I mean, they would be their minions.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. Why won't it let me save your number, Paul? Oh, there we go. That was weird. I thought I had your number in my phone. And then I went to text you, and I was like, I don't have his number in my phone.
You might have my number in there. I have 2 numbers. I have my Google Voice number that I usually give out to everyone because it works anywhere that I'm at.
Gotcha.
It's nice because it'll ring at my desk too. So if someone calls me and I'm in the middle of working, I just answer right on my desk.
Right.
But then there's my cell phone number. So you might have already had the Google
Now I got
Voice
the
number.
personal one.
Yep.
The one that matters.
Well, actually, it's the worst one of the 2. Because
I did have your other one.
They both ring my phone. They both ring my but only that one rings my desk, and it'll ring me if I'm out of country too. So
Gotcha. That's
Alright.
pretty cool.
So if I go with Acolyte, then do I just ignore these skill proficiencies?
No, you get, if it's the same as one you already chose, you get to choose whatever you want. Like there's no restriction at that point.
do you have a password for your Wi-Fi?
Yeah, the paper's running around somewhere. I don't know who has it now.
I think it came back to me.
Awesome.
I'm really tired of Microsoft resetting my password or making me reset it, and then you have to come up with a completely new password. And it can't be one you've ever used before. I'm pretty deep in the barrel on passwords on that one.
That happens to me at work. Where we
It's
have to
awful.
reset our password every so often, and it's just like, come on, guys.
What we would do at work was we would just have the same password, and then you would just change the number, and then you would go up, and then eventually, because usually had like a 12 thing, so then you would just go back to the beginning and keep doing it. So you would just use the same password. You would just change it because you had to change your password every 30 days.
Yes.
Like, this is stupid.
Yes. Yeah, and we just had to participate in this, security. We get these like security videos that we have to watch through, and it's like this cartoon where, so and so at PB&J factory, blah blah blah. They're completely
That's
ludicrous. Whoever did them is totally genius though, because you can't not pay attention. 'Cause it's
They're that
just
good?
like- they're just they're so ridiculous that they're funny,
Gotcha.
right?
Sure.
But then they are. I feel like I'm, watching Sesame Street for IT security.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
Yep, I gotcha.
That's amazing.
All right. Marker. There we go. Small. So tonight is.
Let's see. Oh, he said max gold too. If you didn't buy anything.
if you want to buy stuff.
Yet. You want to buy things. So we should just do this.
Yeah, I was being generous. And then is it next week? No, it's 2 weeks from now we play the Descent game. I'm double checking.
I think I should just.
Do you allow Unearthed Arcana stuff?
I don't allow it just because the rules change sometimes when they publish it later. Unearthed Arcana tends to only go up to 5th level most of the time.
Gotcha.
So I just figured it's easier.
Okay, I'll just.
So
check
29th
what I was
is
gonna
when we
do.
play. Descent.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I should just do that. Ooh, do I want an axe? Do I want a sword?
And that's like session 5, I think.
Yeah, it's gotta be up there, right?
What, session
5,
5? Yeah, I
6?
think it's 5, even though we're still in the first dungeon.
Yeah, we like to take our time
Yeah, that's what we call
in that group.
it. And almost die.
We just like to die frequently, so it just makes things take longer.
Right.
You start with inspiration.
Yes, every session you start with 1. If you already have some, though, you don't get an additional 1. It will be stackable, and we're going to do a house rule where we're going to allow inspiration to be used as a story point. Story points are going to be like you can modify the situation.
By the way, help yourself.
So, for an example, might be the NPC you're talking to might be related to somebody, and you can make that connection. You could spend a story point to say, like, maybe the guy hit you with his sword. You spend your story point to say the sword broke. So it's pretty minor stuff. I'm not going to allow anything major. If I don't allow it to be something major, you just won't spend your story point.
Big Dad has a heart attack.
Yeah, that's not happening. Or if he does, all of a sudden he hulks up out of anger or something, right? No, he's better now. But I want to give you guys a ability to, do some stuff there. Like, you're searching for it in a desk, and you could put any kind of mundane item there, like a torch or a mirror, candle, whatever. Things like that.
All right. So do you have pre-established deities in this world that I would need to?
You can use
choose
whoever
among?
you want, but I do. I haven't written it all out and stuff like that. So, the way I like to look at it is like you have the 7 deadly sins and the 7 heavenly virtues, and you have a deity for each one. So if you even want to associate it like that, that's fine. And technically, the deities are rumored to still be on the planet, stuck on an island, there's a magical barrier they can't leave the island. Kind of like think Mount Olympus, where
Well, that's
the
good,
deities stay up there, kind of thing.
That's good because Zeus is a convenient.
There you go. Ultimate campaign and quests and campaigns are decent. I don't think I had quests and campaigns. I had the small book of it, like their little splat book that they used to do monthly. I had that one. Honestly, my most valuable book in my collection is the Advanced Bestiary from Green Ronin, which is just monster templates. Interesting. Green Ronin does some good stuff. So does Kobold Press. So I have the NPC Codex and the Tome of Beasts from Kobold Press, and I love them. Good books. Oh, you wrapped your guy up?
Just thinking of a name.
Oh, okay. Is our Wednesday game up to session 15 next week?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to fill out my calendar so I don't forget these things. Is there anything that you guys are not comfortable with in a D&D game?
Losing.
Well, that I can't
Please
promise.
define losing.
Losing is coming to a game session and not having fun.
Okay.
I can get on board with that.
Well, so I was surprised. We play Tomb of Annihilation next Sunday, 23rd. That's what it was. I was surprised to hear that Courtney was so freaked out by spiders. Like, I didn't know it was that bad. And so then I was like, well, shoot. Those, like, stick bug things that we talked about for 4 sessions, and yeah. So I felt kind of bad.
But you felt a little bit good, too.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like, in hindsight, I'm like, well, if I knew that, I wouldn't have, tried to creep her out.
Right.
So, I mean, if you think of anything, or if there's something that happens in-game, let me know, or just message me online, and, if there's anything that made you guys uncomfortable. Okay, that's good. Cool. Alright. Is he done now? Andy?
What?
You guys done?
Pretty close. I just gotta give him a name.
The fantasy name generator, and then Don
should
John
also
has
do
a
that.
good
A name.
name
Yeah.
generator
Yes.
as well.
Names are good.
Names are good.
Sir Carlton of Draft. Or Lady Victoria Bitters.
Ooh, Lady Victoria. That's obviously what I should be.
Yeah, that's a barbarian name if there ever was one.
That's easy. Easily optimal choice.
I really wish this chair didn't squeak so much.
It's flavor.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Ooh, Margaret Whiteweaver.
White lever?
No, I'm just kidding.
I think you should go with that one.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Alright.
Vicky the Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Dig it.
If there's a character that seems unfit for the group, they will become an NPC. So, for example, an example I always use is we had a rogue in a game of ours that stole from the party and would swindle the party out of money by negotiating with each party member how much they were getting for the journey and everything. And constantly getting caught stealing, which caused moral dilemmas with the paladin and a couple other characters. So anyways, we didn't play after that session, but the next session it was going to be like the warning, like, hey, just so you know, the group doesn't want this character in the group. And he was going to become an NPC, and he was going to have to roll up a new character. So, don't screw the other party members over too much, or we get to that. I don't think we're going to have that problem in this group, though. If anybody wants to take notes, track loot, or do any other things to make my job easier, you can earn inspiration for that every session, on top of the one that you would have gotten at the start. So there's that. Death saves, I may choose to roll them. I might let you guys. It just depends. But if I roll them, you won't know the results. And that's kind of fun because then it's like, ooh, I don't know if I'm up or down. And kind of creates a, hey, I got to get over and heal this person panic. So there's that.
Nothing like a little bit extra chaos.
A little bit.
To,
Inspiration, you can award it to other characters. You can use it to impose disadvantage on villains or NPCs. Or you can use it as a story point. We will use crit fails and successes for all D20 rolls. This includes saving throws, skills, and so on. If it's like a saving throw, a nat 20 might put you in an advantageous spot. Or maybe you can help somebody else also succeed, kind of thing, on a nat 20. Crit fail is exactly what it is. You are going to fail gloriously. For example, with, say, say a dex saving throw, that might not only result in the consequences of the trap, but maybe you made it worse. Maybe you pull somebody else in with you, something like that. A crit fail on an attack roll could result in hurting another friendly, could result in destroying the bridge you're standing on. It could be a lot of things. So, like thinking like a rope bridge, not like a concrete bridge or something. But yeah, so that's kind of the gist of my little house rules and stuff, and how I rule little things. Yeah. Don't forget your trinkets.
Ooh,
It's in the player's handbook. You're not
such
going
a
to get
good
it on
call.
Beyond. Trinkets are great.
Can we pick one, or does it need to be?
I
random?
preferred you roll, but if you really hate it, I guess you can pick one.
Okay. Quick question on the story points for clarification. Maybe you said this, but I don't remember. Are those individual? Like everybody has one, or can you just explain that one more time?
Explain what again?
The story points. Is there one per session? Is there one?
It's
per
inspiration.
person?
So
It's just
you can use
like-
inspiration as a story point, is what it is. So I will give
okay,
you inspiration.
Perfect. So
And
if you
it-
have
and it is
inspiration,
stackable.
You can use it that way.
Yep.
So it's just like a more flexible inspiration,
Yep.
basically. Okay, cool. I like that. Okay. Here. You can, I
Here,
have
kind
one.
of.
Her
Yep.
in a pinch. Almost as bad as Prince Foster's a blogger.
Ooh.
He was
99.
banished from the kingdom.
Wooden box with a ceramic bottom that
Fine
holds a
job.
living worm with a
In
head
his-
on each end of its body. Okay, cool. It
Super
totally
nice.
makes sense.
I can see
What'd you get?
you're a weirdo human.
I got a wooden box with a ceramic bottom that holds a living worm with a head on each end of its body.
I got 93.
Awesome.
That's really weird.
An empty wine bottle bearing a pretty label that says the Wizard of Wines Winery, Red Dragon Crush. Okay. I'm a loser. Makes sense for a monkey.
Okay.
2 heads on the worm. Okay. You got a bottle of some sort?
Yeah, I have an empty wine bottle bearing a pretty label that says the Wizard of Wines Winery, Red Dragon Crush, 331422-W.
Okay. With a pretty label.
And the number is 33.
Oh, I'm not going to write that. I'll just say
Could be significant.
Yeah,
address.
That you have a lot of opportunity with that.
Yep.
I'm just letting you know. You know.
Address and name of brand. Ooh,
And a number.
I thought that was the address.
Maybe it is.
Could be an address.
Maybe it's
could be
not.
a date.
Can you
Oh.
please
don't know.
let us know how they do addresses in your world?
Nope. This might not be in my world. Maybe it's from another world.
All right.
Do I have to put this in under custom item?
Do you have to roll for passive
Put it
perception?
under
What
personal
is- wait,
possession.
what is
Passive perception is it 8 or 10?
Okay.
I think it's 10 plus your proficiency.
Wait, where?
Personal
Under
Well, it's your perception modifier plus 10, I think, right?
other possessions?
Your passive perception is
Yes.
10 plus your
Perception
modifier.
skill.
Yeah, so.
So then just.
So if
go
you're
my
proficient, you
extra.
get the
Yeah,
bonus
right,
to it.
okay.
Otherwise,
Well, I did
it's
it
just
under
your
that
wisdom
link part.
modifier. So it's 10 plus
Character is where I did mine.
that modifier
Yep.
that you would have for the skill. But passive is not rolled for, ever. Passive is always on. It's like
Yep.
your natural ability
Right,
to
right.
notice things.
So
And if it's dim, it's -5.
okay, so that's not a skill. So if my
There is a skill for it if I say perception,
right.
and so you use that plus 10. That's the easiest way for your passive perception.
Okay, so do I add my proficiency to it? So
Yes.
I do.
If you have proficiency in it.
Right. Okay. So even if it's just like clerics have their saves are wisdom or their
Yes.
skills are wisdom and charisma.
Well, clerics get a certain amount of skills that they're proficient at.
Okay, so you can just choose from those.
So you choose from your
Yeah,
cleric skills,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
if you
All right, I didn't
chose
choose that one.
if you choose that one, then it
Right.
would be
Yeah.
too higher. So
Right. Okay. got it.
Yeah, it's the actual way they do it in the book for passive perception is like 10 plus proficiency if you're proficient in it, plus your wisdom mod. It's like, just say your modifier for your perception skill.
And I'm probably going to take the observant feat again. Just so you know.
Shoot.
I know you love that one.
I absolutely hate it. I was telling Paul, I was like, I can't stand it. It ruins, like, it puts the game on cruise control for me. I was so glad I rolled the weather die as a storm the other night, because I was like, oh no, you just can't hear it. Like, I don't care what your passive perception is on this.
Well, I want to bump that wisdom up 1 to get that extra bonus. That's a good way of getting a +1 to wisdom. So.
Ooh, I think they're talking about the Wendy's RPG.
That was pretty funny.
I downloaded it. They were selling
Is
it, I
it
guess.
good?
It's really good production values. It's really cheesy. Like, real cheesy.
Like Baconator cheesy.
Baconator. Awesome. Oh, so unhealthy though.
Baconator fries.
So, let's see. I could probably pull it up real quick and show you guys.
Sounds like a heart attack.
Oh, yeah. No, it was...
Okay.
Oh, is it on this computer? I think it's under RPGs.
Okay. So are we gonna roll for how we
Yeah, but I'm gonna
know
wait
each
till
other?
everyone's done
Okay.
with their characters, and then we'll do that.
All right, I think I'm done.
All right. Cool. So is everybody done?
Yep.
Ooh, nice. All right.
You might be ready.
So yeah, we'll roll. Andy, we're gonna roll with how your character knows Paul's. Actually, before we do that, what is your passive perception, Andy?
14.
Okay, 14. What's your character's name?
Francis DeAngelo.
Francis DeAngelo. All right. I'll put Francis on the front here of my tabletop tent. All right. Next up, Paul. What is your passive perception?
14.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. What's your character's name?
Garamond Goldwar.
Oh, I cannot spell that.
Garo
Garo
MON.
MON.
Garamond. Then Goldwar. GOLDWARR.
Goldwar.
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's easy. Garo.
I was kind of thinking of Warforged, but then I decided Changeling would be a
Gotcha.
little bit more interesting.
Works for me. There's Garamond. Nicole's character. What's your passive perception?
11.
Ooh, awesome. All right. What's your name?
Cathal Dankill.
How do you-
Kattthel Dankil.
Dankil.
Yep.
Dankill. Okay.
Say it again?
Dankill.
No, the first one.
Cathal.
Okay.
Cat Hell.
Yeah.
Cat Hell
She goes by
Dankill.
Cat.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Paula, what's your passive?
12.
Juice. Okay.
Doing great.
Yep. Name?
Victorian War Eye.
Victorian War Eye.
Yep. I'm gonna go by Vic, I think.
Okay. All right. Roll percentile dice, Andy, or just 2d10s. Just know which one's the.
I know what percentile dice are.
Okay. Oh yeah, old D&D used them.
94.
94. So, you and Paul used to be gaming or gambling associates. That's a good one. Paul, roll for how you would know Nicole's character.
Alright. 13.
Ooh, okay. You guys were tavern buddies.
Sounds about right.
Carry on an empty
I would
wine
say
bottle,
both
so
of
that
these
really
are right
makes
up his
sense.
alley. It's perfect. Nicole, roll percentiles for how you know Paul's character.
20.
20. Hunting companions, which
Oh,
makes kind of sense too.
That also makes sense.
And Paula, let's roll for you and Andy.
Okay. one.
Friendly competitors.
Oh, yes. That's not going to be difficult at all.
Super appropriate.
I'm not even sure we need to
I
roll
love
like
it.
that.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, I like that. I need to make notes of that because I will reward.
Yeah, I really am a boozer. Got a drinking buddy and an empty wine bottle. It's fine.
Buddies. And then with Paula, friendly competitors. Which would be really interesting in combat, I think, for you two.
Totally got this.
Yeah, until
There's
he does
like-
like Spirit Guardians and wipes out 12 things at once. Alright, then Paul had Tavern
When we
Buddies.
look at the entire battle as, you know, a combat scenario, I think it's going to be fine.
And then Nicole got. What would she roll again? That was 20, I think. Yeah, hunting companions. Okay. Perfect. What were your trinkets, Paul and Andy?
Mine was a scrap from an old banner.
Ooh.
Mine was a tiny chest carved to look like it has numerous feet at the bottom.
Tiny chest with numerous feet. Do they look like real feet, or are they just like feet on a chest?
Or like centipede feet.
Yeah, or centipede
Or like
feet or
human
something.
feet.
You know,
There's so many options.
there are many options. It could be any one of them.
I think it should be human feet.
Think
If I
so?
should weigh in
Monty
on an
Python
opinion.
feet just sticking
Yes.
off the bottom of it all over the place.
Yes. Love it.
Alright, I'll write that down. Monty Python feet.
It's the terminology.
I might have to rewatch that. I haven't watched that in years. Alright, cool. So I think that's it. I think we're good, right? Alright.
Looks pretty good to me.
You guys need any drinks? Go to the bathroom before we dive in. And then we can do the next hour and a half, 2 hours without a break. You want to do that? Sound good?
All right.
Alright, we'll take a quick break, bathrooms and all that, and then we will be right
I'm prepared. Whew.
All right. So, you guys, your adventuring party name is the Black Rock Adventurers. Get your name
Did
from the.
Switch everything back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're good. I even fixed your the thing I messed up for you.
Oh.
I unclicked the one box. So you guys are from the Black Rock region. The Black Rock cliffs were once lined and filled with obsidian. For hundreds of years, it was mined for its precious obsidian stone. People flooded the region for the opportunity to profit off of the growing economy. When the obsidian was no longer found in the mountain range, many deserted the villages of the area. This was all close to over 1,000 years ago. There are still a few cities in the area, but the economy isn't very good. The only notable city that has a good economy in the region is Burlington Castle and some of their surrounding villages, known for their outstanding Burlington Bard College and the Burlington Prestige Library.
Do they have a coat factory?
When I actually did the name came from a random dice roll, so yeah, sure. I thought that as well. So that's off to the east. So looking at this, that's like this point way up here. You guys are down here where this mountain range is. Around this mountain range are multiple little cities and towns and villages. The most notable being the Dawnbreak, Black Rock, Port Obsidia, and yeah, those are the three. I think there's a fourth too, but for some reason it's not up there. But anyway, so those are like the notable establishments around here. You guys are traveling currently from Dawnbreak towards Port Obsidia. Dawnbreak lies on the north side of the mountain range, and you guys were heading west to go around the what you felt is the safest point, to then head south once you get around it towards Port Obsidia. In the mountains, there's lots of abandoned mines from the various towns and stuff that had at one point set up shop here. A lot of them have become overrun with vermin and other creatures. Some are considered not very safe after all this time, obviously. So it's something to remember. And the reason you're heading to Port Obsidia is there's rumors that somebody in town is talking about finding more obsidian in the mountains. And so they might have information on how to get there and open up the mining business again. So you guys are traveling around the mountain pass, and it's, there's obviously trees and things like that from runoff. Like they get plenty of water from runoff from the rain and stuff down the side of the mountain on the north side here. And as you guys are traveling around, it's a pretty peaceful day, and you notice on the trail there's a halfling woman, and she's kind of stumbling along with a walking stick, very similar to your walking stick, actually. And she notices you. She's a very old halfling woman. Wrinkled skin, bags under her eyes. And she just perks up and smiles at you. And says, oh, hello, I haven't seen anybody on the trails in some time now.
Why, hello.
Oh, what are your names? What brings you around here?
Point of clarification,
Yeah.
she's walking the other direction, or she's walking
Actually, the same direction as you
and
guys.
we just caught up to her.
Same direction.
Okay.
Yeah. She happened to hear you and turned around and noticed you guys.
I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Garmon Goldwar.
Garmon?
Yeah.
Oh, my name is Joy Crustyleaf.
Pleasure to meet you, Joy.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Joy. You may have already heard of me. My name is Victorian War Eye. We are headed to find out some more information about the mining towns that might be opening up, or the mining that might be restarting.
Oh, really? That
Yes.
There's no way. It's been over 1,000 years.
Have you heard of me before?
I tell you what.
Settle down, Vic. Not everybody cares about you.
I tell you what. I'm sure anybody who has met you remembers you. Look at those big muscles. You're in really good shape. You know, when I was younger, I was in really good shape too.
Yes. Do you travel alone often through mildly treacherous areas by yourself?
I'm just heading home. I only live a few miles up the road.
Would you like an escort home?
I would love an escort home. Would you guys want some of my I started cooking some food this morning and I realized I was out of some herbs, so I went to town in Dawnbreak and I'm going back to add my spices to it. Would you want some?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, we will.
Excellent.
wonderful.
It's so good. I'm so excited.
Has been a long day
Food is always good.
already.
So she's really excited. She's got an extra pep in her step, and she's walking a bit faster now. It's been so long since I've had any guests, and my son's been gone for a while, and I'm just so excited that you guys are gonna take me to my home and eat supper with me.
How long has your son been gone?
Oh, well, ever since I gave him his father's armor and sword and ring, he hasn't returned. He just left.
Oh. Is that like him to just...
Well, I mean, he was of grown age,
Disappear?
so he was anxious to get out, and that's when I gave it to him.
How long ago did he leave?
About 2 years ago. I've tried to get him to come back home.
Was that the last time you spoke to him?
No, I've spoke to him since.
Oh, okay. So what's he doing to keep himself busy?
He found a old building, like a tower that he's taken over, and he's living in it with his dog and his friend.
He took over a tower.
Well, there's a lot of abandoned buildings around here, from, when the mines dried up and,
Took over a tower with his dog.
What's his dog's name?
I have it. Just a minute.
I love dogs.
His name's Muffins.
It's a good dog name.
Yeah, and her son's name she tells you is Jax, Krusty Leaf. And she mentions that he's got a friend that she doesn't like named Baxter.
Ooh, why don't you like him?
He's mean and doesn't let me go in. When I show up, I have to wait outside by the well.
So you've never been in the tower?
No, he doesn't let me in. I have to wait for him to come out to the door.
Well, sounds like somebody needs to have a talking with Baxter.
Yeah, Baxter doesn't talk, really. He just doesn't let me pass, and then he closes the door, and then my son comes.
Oh.
That's very odd.
Yes. It's almost like he's manipulating my son. My son was the sweetest boy.
Do you suspect they're hiding something?
I don't know. I just know he won't come home. He doesn't seem happy, though. He seems very upset. He can sometimes insult me when I'm there. It's not like him, I tell you. He used to love my cooking. If I were to offer him this stew, he'd be on his way right now in most normal circumstances, but I don't know.
Well, if it's as good as you say it is, I think we should take him some.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Maybe it'll convince him to come home.
Dude, I was totally gonna say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did somebody beat you to the punch? If you're a little quicker next time, feel free to jump in.
So whereabouts is this tower?
Well, I can show you on a map that I have at home. I don't need to carry a map just coming from Dawnbreak.
Whoa. We gotta try this stew first.
Yeah, so come eat the stew and I'll show you on
No
a map.
rush. No rush.
Yeah, no problem. It's actually, so my home is just further up this road, obviously, but even past that, I'm assuming the same direction you were heading is just past there. So it would be after that, and you would see the tower. It's a little bit off the road, though, so you will need my map to work on getting there.
Sounds like it's basically right on the way.
Yeah, I mean it's a couple days after though, after my
okay.
house, so it will be a
That's
travel.
fine.
You said you were heading to Port Obsidia.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you'll have to go around the mountains anyway. So yeah, you'll see it. Yeah, you have to cross the river and all that good stuff. So okay. So you guys get walking back to her house, and like she said, it wasn't too far up the road. It's pretty easy to find her house. There's even a nice footpath that has stones from the main trail up to her house, but her house looks a little run down. Looks like a really old house that has seen far better days. When she opens the door, there is almost like a stale smell of like it's been closed up for a bit. And you see in the room, you see a large, actually let me draw it out. There's the door. There's another door there. Just go along the line, it'll be great. So it's actually a fairly large house. It's like a one-room house. There's like a bed over here. Or at least it looks like a one-room house. This door is shut.
Like how he said one room house and then drew
Drew
another.
another.
Yeah, I know. There's a table with two chairs, but there's another chair, a chair at the foot of her bed. There's a chair by the door. There's a fireplace right here. And a countertop along here. On the countertop, you see glasses. She was not wearing any glasses, but they are sitting on the countertop. And, yeah. So when you guys walk in, over by the fireplace, she has a pot that's kind of just outside of it that she puts back over the fire. She puts some of her seasoning in it, and she's like, I will warm this up for you guys, and it'll be ready in just a moment.
Perfect. When you say the house is a little run down,
Mhm.
what seemed to be wrong with it? Like it just
The
hasn't
roof,
been maintained.
it does not look maintained at all. Weather damage, basically, water. Knowing that, the father's not involved, he had died many years ago. She tells you she's not the most handy. She does tell you when you see it, she's like, yeah, I can't get up there myself, and without my son's help, I can't, maintain some of it. She even tells you that she's been considering moving to one of the towns where there's more people, but money is hard to come by.
Is there anything that I see specifically that I feel like I could probably accomplish for her while we're waiting for this stew?
You
I
said
have
you're a woodsman?
Mason skills.
Okay, so you could probably, I would say you're probably fairly handy. You might be able to do some work for her.
Okay.
Yeah. There's plenty of wood outside and things like that. And yeah, you could definitely work for the next half hour, 45 minutes maintaining some
I'll
stuff,
just tell her
patching some
that,
stuff.
while that stew's heating up and you guys just, take a quick break, I'd be more than happy to, patch up a couple things for you, since you're so kind
Oh, that would be so
to
great.
make us some food.
Okay. She goes and pulls out some bowls from the underneath the cabinet where her glasses are and puts them on the table.
How many bowls does she have when she pulls them out?
About 2.
Well, okay, so there's 5 of us.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
She pulls out 2 bowls.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all she's got.
Okay, cool. Nope,
She lives
that's
by
fine.
herself.
That's fine. I was
Oh, okay.
just.
So she puts the couple bowls out and she goes digging around for some cups that she would normally have, and she puts some in those. And again, she only has 2 of those.
Okay.
And she says she'll just eat out of the pot afterwards. She's just excited to have some guests. And yeah. So she serves all that up. Meanwhile, give me let's say a dexterity check. Just a straight dexterity roll. Add your proficiency. As long as you don't crit fail, some good might come out of this. Crit fail?
Nope.
Oh.
5.
All right. So you're able to patch like 2 holes before dinner's ready. I mean, they're real small holes, but
Fair.
you know. And when she sees it, she goes out and looks. She gives you 1 gold for your troubles and thanks you. And she says, afterwards, if you guys want to camp out in my yard, that's fine. I don't have any extra beds or anything for you, but you're more than welcome to set up camp outside where you know it's safe.
You cannot take her money.
Dude, I already got a plan for it.
You don't steal from little old ladies.
I'm
who
not
you're helping.
stealing.
She gave it to her.
Oh, you guys,
Oh,
it's
fine.
okay. I don't worry about it. And she starts telling you guys a story about Jax when he was a little kid, about him running around and climbing the trees outside and things like that. She tells you, you really do want to camp here because if you travel just further up the road, up by the river, there's bugbear, and you don't want that kind of problem today. So.
That's definitely a tomorrow sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the bugbears don't want this kind of problem.
Nice. You said you were a Tempest cleric? Okay. You give me a perception check.
17.
17?
Do I add my wisdom?
Yes.
21.
So you feel like there's a storm coming. Nobody else can really tell this, but like you just have a sense that maybe there's going to be a storm probably the next day or 2. And yeah. So anyway, so she stirs up the food. You guys, I'm assuming, start digging in, and
As the sacred texts say, a hot bowl of stew is a balm for the soul.
take inspiration again. Now you have 2. I love it. Paula, you get inspiration too for helping the old lady with her house. And I love the back and forth so far. So the soup tastes really good. It's a little plain. The seasoning does add a little, pizzazz to it, but it does taste good. It's not something you would, reject, even at a restaurant or something, or a tavern. So yeah, she warns you of bugbear. She says that a couple weeks ago there were some people who she saw on the road. They didn't take her advice and camp near her house. They were supposedly going to head back towards Dawnbreak after they were, going up the road to see somebody they knew, supposedly. But she hadn't seen them pass by going back towards Dawnbreak. So she also gives you that little bit of information.
Do the bugbears bother you?
No, they're much further up the road. They're down by the river. I don't go that way. The only times I did before was when I was trying to go see my son, but I kind of gave up on that because he said he wasn't coming home. But now that you guys are going that way, you might be able to convince him to come back. And he can hold his own. I'm not worried about him fighting off bugbear, but it would be nice to have him home. He could protect me from other things.
And he can help you clean up this place.
Yes, that would be wonderful. And then I wouldn't have to move. I could try to find a strapping young halfling man, too. That would be wonderful.
You got a barbarian you can have.
Oh, I'm not into women, but that's okay. I could see why any man would like her, though.
She can see that.
She's got big muscles. It's impressive. All right, so she tells you guys she's gonna go to sleep now, and she kind of forces you guys out and locks her door and goes to sleep, or at least you assume she went to sleep. You guys can set up camp. You can leave. You can do whatever you want. There's still a little bit of daylight, but it's gonna be dark soon.
All right. Well, I feel like it's gonna rain here pretty quick, but we got to camp outside. I'd rather stay around here than wander off someplace else.
Yeah, I mean, if you think it's gonna rain, maybe we can find some trees to sleep under. I don't have a tent. You know.
Anybody have a tent?
No tent.
I was
We are
hoping
not-
to make it to town.
Yeah, you won't make it to a town. Not before dark.
But don't worry, guys. I got a pot.
Put it on your head, it'll protect you from the rain.
I know, exactly. It's just a little echoey.
All right. Well, if it starts raining, I have no problem knocking on the door in the middle of the night.
Walking around the grounds, is there anything that could be used as a shelter for the night, like a wood shed or?
Yes or no die. Yes, you guys find an empty shed. What a coincidence.
All right.
Lovely.
Then
that.
I'll ask if we could take shelter in the shed if the weather gets bad tonight.
Oh, of course, that's fine. Just don't burn it down.
There goes my plans for the night.
Just keeps ruining our fun again and again.
Well, Jax, he liked fire, so.
Oh, dang.
All right, so who's doing watches? Are you doing watches? What's the plan?
I mean, I think we probably should, just to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah,
I mean, she locked her door pretty quick there,
I mean, she doesn't know you guys.
you know? I mean, but we were already inside,
Sure.
so...
All right, well, it's probably prudent to not all go to sleep at the same time. So let's just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey,
Perfect.
sounds good.
it's a lot of dice
We
rolling.
don't
Okay.
need to roll that many times.
Yeah.
So first 2 watches are over here.
Yeah.
No rain. Starts raining on your watch.
Awesome.
And it'll rain through your watch and start picking up. But the safety and shelter of the shed keeps you guys dry. You do not hear anything through the night. Seems pretty safe. When the day starts to break, it is still storming. Okay. You hear thunder and lightning. And yeah, it feels like it's going to storm all day long. You want to stay here, or do you guys want to step out on the road?
Well, I'm inclined
I mean-
to think that we're going to run into less trouble on the road when it's raining. That being said, it's kind of miserable to trudge through the rain.
I prefer dry.
I mean, we can do whatever you guys want, but I'm not scared of a little bit of moisture. So that's fine. If you guys want to wait,
Wait
you
it out.
know, we can wait. I'm looking at the clouds, and I think that, it's probably not going to last that much longer, so.
I'm not sure about that, but
Being that my nature skill is a -2, you're probably inclined to be more correct. We can hold up for, a little bit, see if it kind of lightens up.
Okay.
We can do that.
It doesn't.
Okay, cool.
How long do you guys want to wait? It's gonna storm all day. You guys feel like it's gonna storm all day.
all right. So we would think that how far is this tower? How far is
The tower from here, when you guys were inside, she showed you on a map. It's about 2 days away.
And it's like pouring rain.
Yeah, it's storming. Like it's the
Okay.
heavy, thick rain today.
Yeah.
I mean, there's visibility. It's not like it's, I can't see 20 feet in front of me if I'm driving a car because it's that bad,
Yeah, but we're gonna.
But there's thunder and lightning, and yeah, you'll be soaked after a little bit.
Maybe we should just hold off today. I guess.
Okay. So you guys sitting around playing some games in the shed?
Yep.
Okay. Old lady doesn't come out today. She stays in her house. Day passes. As night falls, it does seem to let up on the rain. It's very moist. A lot of humidity in the air. Same thing on the fire watches. Okay, so all your watches go by perfect, and get to your watch, which is last, and it's very high winds. Winds pick up, but there's no rain. Sunlight starts to break. It's overcast, but no rain. Doesn't seem like it's gonna rain, but it is very windy today. And everyone wakes up.
All right, time to get up.
All right.
I got a little cabin fever here. We got to get going.
All right.
Sounds good. Let's make sure we get that meal to take over there.
Good call. Which one's going to get that?
I'll carry it.
Okay. You open the door and she's like, "Oh, I'm so happy to see you again." And she looks delighted and she grabs you by your shirt and pulls you in the house and shuts the door.
Awesome.
You wanted more of my cooking?
Yes, and remember we were taking some to your son. So.
Oh yeah. She almost seems disappointed. She actually goes and it's a fresh batch that she gives you. Ooh. And hands it right over to you. And says, "I don't have anything good to keep it in, so here, just take this bowl."
I will take good care of it.
Okay, don't spill it. It's a long trip.
I suppose she probably doesn't have, the latest and greatest Tupperware.
Yeah. All right.
Not sure what I was expecting.
Yeah, she's like, "I can't give you my only water skin. I'm sorry."
Perfectly understandable.
Any of you have any empty containers?
I got
well, somebody have a box?
I got my little chest.
A wooden box with a worm in it. I
don't think the worm
With
will
a
add
ceramic
spice to it.
bottom. If you guys want to try something like that, you can.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen if I put it in there because this worm has 2 heads,
It's gonna eat the whole thing.
and
Yeah.
She tells you when you get there, the wishing well has some pretty good fresh water too, just so you know.
the wishing well.
Yeah, outside of the place that her son's at.
Oh, good.
She tends to drink a couple pails full while waiting because it takes him so long. But
Wow, it must take him a long time.
It's a lot of water.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank her for everything, and we can get on our way.
all right. So
hold on,
go ahead.
before we leave, I'm gonna leave the gold piece that she gave me in the shed.
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys start traveling up the road. What is your marching order? Barbarian,
I'm
fighter, warlock, cleric. We just go straight down the line again.
Sure.
Okay. As you guys are walking up the road, you get a few miles down, and you get you can tell that the river's nearby. Just you can kind of hear in the air and stuff. And you see a large tent, like probably a good 8-person size tent, and it's tall enough that people could walk in and out kind of thing and not hit their head, almost like a Roman soldier tent, like how those are. And it looks a little tattered. It looks like the winds today have kind of messed it up a bit. There's some chopped up wood sitting outside of it and an axe sitting there. Do me a favor. Paula, you're in the front. Give me a perception check.
Ooh, no way this can go wrong.
Oh boy.
Is that your 6 stat?
Was that my 6?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's not. That. Hey, 18.
Oh.
Hey.
I
Perfect.
see everything.
So that is perfect. That is exactly what you needed to reveal that there are actually some footprints that look like they might be from some kind of a creature with claws.
Hey guys, hold up for a second. These footprints look like they are from a creature.
Along the road,
With
in and out of the
claws.
tent, where are they heading?
So it looks actually like it's coming from the tent. It looks like it kind of trails off to the wood line to the right, and then it disappears
And
into the woods.
Super tattered.
Yes, looks like it's wind blown and hasn't been scared
Like
away.
it's just been here for a long time.
Couple
or like
weeks,
an animal
probably.
ate part of it.
Probably a couple weeks.
Okay. All right. I think we should.
Been
Take
through a
the
couple
tent.
storms.
You definitely should take the tent. I'm just saying.
Oh, I
we
didn't even
should
think about that.
approach the tent with caution, you guys.
Okay.
We should make sure everybody inside is okay, being that there are claws on the ground. I don't want to be responsible for any injuries. Any,
I'll stand about 50 feet back, just keeping an eye out on the whole
Okay.
area, making sure to keep watching the bridge as well as the
Okay.
tent.
So, give me a perception check. You said you were going up towards the tent?
Yep.
What are you doing, Nicole?
I'm gonna start kind of looking around, like the
Like
side
the
of
wood line and
yeah.
stuff? How far away from the tent will you be?
Like how far away is the tent from the wood line?
I would say before it gets kind of thick, you're probably talking about 40 feet.
Okay.
18.
18,
I'm
okay.
gonna kind of split the difference between them two. I'll
Okay,
keep
so about
us
20
the wood line.
feet. Okay. And then where are you going to be?
I think you're approaching the tent?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be about 20 feet behind Vic.
Oops.
And
Okay.
I'd be scared if I were you too.
That's the door for the tent. You were approaching.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
You're way back.
Yep.
You're probably over here somewhere.
Yeah.
And then there's trees all around. Okay. Give me a perception check as well, Nicole. And you too, Andy. So we had an 18,
19.
19,
11.
11, and I've got. You said 19?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're looking off to the left, the opposite direction of where the footprints even led to. Kind of like watching everyone's back, it seems. Paul's looking, or Paul, sorry, your character is looking in the direction to the right, but you lock eyes with a bugbear.
Oh, fun.
So Paul's kind of looking off over here. You lock eyes with the bugbear right there, who actually happens to be behind a tree.
Cool.
It's right there. He's kind of peeking around. You're the only one that sees it. Paula, give me a perception check looking inside the tent. Okay, so you see in there what looks like 4 bedrolls. Looks like a chest that's been cracked open. And that's all you see from where you're at. All right, everybody roll initiative.
I'm last.
All right.
4.
Oh, I got
4?
a 4 too.
Oh.
Nice. Awesome.
I got a
Twinsies.
15.
20.
Same.
Paul is 20. Andy is 4. Nicole is 4.
Crushing it.
And then Paula, what'd you get again?
20.
20. Okay,
It's
so
definitely better than 4.
so your dex is higher than Paul's, I'm assuming? You're a +4, right?
Plus
no,
2.
I have 15.
Oh, so you're both
Plus
+2?
two.
I have a 14.
Okay,
Okay.
so go ahead, Paula, and then it'll go Paul.
Okay.
So,
So at this point, I've just peered into the tent. Okay. Since I haven't seen the bugbear behind the tree, I'll just kind of move up here. Sorry. I'm actually gonna move into. I'll kind of walk into
The
the
tent?
tent to just
Excellent.
kind of figure out, since I haven't seen the bugbear,
Yep.
who I thought might have been staying here really quick. Does it look like somebody's been here recently, or
it does not look like anyone's been here recently. However, so there's a chest that's broken. Doesn't look like there's anything in it. Upon entering, you see some barrels behind you that looks like there's barely any like food left in it. It's like it's been scavenged already. There's a little bit of grain left, like hard grain,
okay?
but not much. And that's what you see.
Okay, so once I see that, and I don't know how long that takes me, so I don't know if I have time to leave.
That'll
the tent,
probably
but-
take your full 6 seconds to kind of look around.
Okay, so then at that point, I'll just kind of get ready to assume that, hey, everybody's gone. We're just gonna get out of here. Everything's fine, so we'll leave after that.
Okay. So you say that, and then Garmon, you, like I said, you don't see anything out in the woods from where you're at. And you kind of, you see Vic walk out and say, oh, it seems like, whoever it was has left. You won't see it on that screen because that's delayed.
Yeah, but you can't see it
Right.
at all. So
It shows up now, so we're good. So you just hear her say that. What do you want to do?
I guess I'll move a little bit closer.
To the tent?
Yeah.
Okay. Feel free to move your movement.
Sure.
And then it will be his turn.
I'll just move up there.
And how far away are you? He sees you lock eyes with him, and he kind of goes into a fight mode rather than flight. He closes the distance, so you guys see this bugbear come sprinting out at her, and he's got like a makeshift morning star. It's really like a tree with some sharp, jagged edges on it, and he's gonna swing at you. And oh yeah, he's totally gonna hit you. 21.
Yeah, just a bit.
that's kind of rough there.
Oh man, you're probably dropped already.
Cool.
11, 12, 13 points.
Yep.
What are your total hit points before?
9.
Okay, so you're not dead outright. Okay, so you're dropped. Upon dropping you, it wasn't a surprise. That's good because that would have been an extra 2 dice of damage.
Well, that's good.
But he drops you, and as he's standing over you, he then looks at you, and looks at you, and just kind of. And it is now. Make a death save.
9.
All right, so 1 failure for Nicole, or for Kat, And we are to Andrew's cleric.
I hope you
Francis.
die.
You
I'm not
see
super
your
attached to
fighter
this character
dwarf
I mean,
go
trust me.
down,
Look down.
like
Look down.
one hit from this morning star upside the head.
Okay, well, I am going
Stay
to
with that.
go with healing word to stabilize her,
Okay.
and then I'm going to charge the bugbear. Meanwhile,
Okay.
yelling at Vic to get her ass out here instead of poking around some stinking tent. Problems.
So healing word, I think, is 2d4 or 1d4. I can't remember.
No, it's die 4 plus my. But does that if she's
It'll bring her up that hit points, and she'll be laying down, but she's now awake.
okay? It's 5 points.
So you get 5, and you are now
Hey, that's
alive.
pretty good.
Yeah,
That's good.
take it.
All right. Now, are you able to close the distance and hit him, or
Well, my speed is
30?
30, so if I dash, I can close.
2, 3, 4.
Or can I hit him? Well, I can't cast a spell,
6.
so I can just
Yeah.
like, get
You
there.
could cast a cantrip. Do you have a spell? Do you have like Sacred Flame?
Well, no, he
No.
cast healing word.
I already
You
cast
can
it.
do a cantrip though.
You can do a capture with healing word.
Yep.
Oh, because it's a bonus action?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So.
Then no, not really.
Okay, no problem. Okay, we are over to Vic.
Okay. So, I, upon,
You saw your friend
seeing
get
my hunting companion and, ever-present friend, fall over, I am going to get, extremely angry.
Okay.
My face turns red, and I'm like, "You keep your hands off my friend!" As I run forward, only 30, because that's as far as I can go. And as I do that, I'm taking my shield off
Okay.
of my back where I normally keep it, and I'm gonna take a hand axe and I'm gonna chuck it right at the bugbear.
Okay.
And
It's your strength modifier.
I'm also raging.
Yep.
So I get my strength modifier also to attack.
No.
No.
So the way it works,
So you get
+2 to
you gain
damage.
advantage on strength checks and saving throws. +2. Okay, +2 damage, resistance. Okay. All right, in 1 minute, 10 rounds.
Yep.
All right. And I rolled a 12.
Miss. Whoosh. Not even close.
So I'm so upset I'm distracted. I'll go with that. I'm distracted by the fact that I see that my life comes back to my friend, that I'm just relieved at the same time and distracted by that. And so I just narrowly miss this
Awesome.
axe right past his face.
All right. Garamon. That reminds me of the guy from the Ninjago. Isn't that his name? Like Garamon?
Lord Garmadon.
Garmadon? Yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry.
I've been traveling with these guys for a while, right?
Yes, you guys know each other. You guys obviously are gambling, gaming friends, and then you're a drinking buddy of hers.
Alright.
Your drinking buddy is hurt.
Yeah.
So I've seen him use Sacred Flame before.
Does he have it?
Have you used Sacred Flame? Nope. Nope, you don't have it?
I've not used I've not seen
And-
her.
I guess that doesn't matter then. I look. How far away is that? The thing for me? Let's see here.
Diagonals just count as one
20,
square.
30, 25.
About 25, 30 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to look at it and give it the bad juju eye. I'm going to put a hex on it.
Okay. Does he have to make a save for that, or is that just extra damage when he's hit?
It's extra damage when he's hit.
Okay.
It does not seem to list a save.
Okay.
It's just as long as I concentrate on it.
Okay. Cool.
And I'm going to have it affect wisdom. So any
Okay.
checks with wisdom.
Wisdom hex. All right. So it is his turn again.
Nope,
He does not.
nope, that's just bonus.
Oh,
action.
oh, my bad. My bad.
Yep. So then Eldritch Blast.
Okay. And that's that one's a cantrip.
Yeah,
so.
that one's a cantrip.
Eldritch Blast is too good.
15?
Miss. Barely. Whizzes by his head. He kind of matrix out of the way. He does not realize you woke up. He's going to run past you, though. And you will get an attack of opportunity if you want, at disadvantage because you're on the ground now.
Fair.
And he will jump over here and go with the barbarian.
Yeah, 12, so miss on that.
Yep, miss. Okay. But he did see that you missed him, so now he knows you're fine. He's going to swing at Paula's character with his same Morning Star. And I know you have resistance. 11 plus
It's not gonna hit.
15.
False.
All right, so he bounces off your shield. Ping. And that was his turn. He does not have multi-attack. Okay. Cat. It is your turn. You're laying down.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to get up. So
Okay.
that's one thing. And then pull out my sword. And then attack.
All right. Go for it. His armor class is 16, just so you guys know.
Well, I missed. So I got a 14.
All right. Is that all you can do on your turn?
I'm gonna use an attack action with my monk weapon. I can make an unarmed strike as a bonus action. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try and kick him because I'm really mad because he hit me really hard. Hey, there we go, 19.
All right.
Alright, so that's 1d4 plus 2 for damage. Hey! Alright, 6 damage.
So you punch him in the back of the head. He's got a pretty solid head.
I kicked him.
Oh, sorry. You kick him in the back of the head, and he just... It feels pretty solid, though.
Yeah.
And Francis.
All right, I am going to maneuver around Cat and come behind him.
Okay. It's a good thing we put the tall guy at the end. Because he can still reach.
And I'm going to hammer him with my hammer for 22.
Oh, yeah.
And 9 points.
Nice. So he catches notice of that real quick. You nailed him. He does not look happy about that. And is that everything?
Yes. In fact, I probably should have. Would I have had advantage on that, attacking from behind?
We don't do flanking just to make it easy, especially since it tends to hurt players more than it helps them.
Fair enough.
So, Vic.
Okay. So being that I threw a hand axe last time and I no longer have that in my hand, I will pull out my longsword
Okay.
and try and stab him.
Okay.
And
You're really good at this.
although I have many skills with a longsword, I don't want anybody to. I don't want to hog the spotlight
Or use inspiration
or anything like that. You know what? That's a good idea.
You have two of them.
Yeah, maybe I should use different dice.
Yes.
Remember, didn't that happen last time? Where I was rolling really badly.
With your metal ones, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll use inspiration.
Let's see.
And I'll roll the exact same number.
Yeah.
So
Yikes.
that's also fine.
All right.
Continue on.
At least you got the bad roll out of the way. Goromon.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Do other people get the extra damage, or is it just you?
No, just
Okay.
I'm going to instead of moving, I'm going to reach into his mind.
Okay.
And whisper into his mind
Told the dead.
that I'm going to enjoy feasting on his flesh while my master devours his soul. And let's do an intimidate.
Okay.
He gets disadvantage on
Okay.
it. That's an 11.
I got an 11 as well.
Okay.
I'll give the tie to you.
All right.
So he hears this voice in his head that intimidates him. And what did you say again?
Said I'm going to enjoy feasting on his flesh while my master devours his soul.
Yeah, he is terrified of that. We will apply... He's debating running right now. It is his turn. So... he will... He will disengage as his action. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he does have 3/4 covered from you at the moment, just so you know.
Okay.
Cat.
Wait, did we get attacks of opportunity?
He
on
used a
that?
disengage
He
action,
disengaged.
so he gave up his attack to run. So it doesn't allow an attack of opportunity from the run. But it is your chance, and you could move up and hit him if you wanted. I think you can probably close that distance. Unless you have something you could throw at him. Like a dagger or a hand axe. Or javelin.
I think I have some darts.
Darts work. Oh yeah, that's right. I thought you switched to a fighter, so I'm thinking of that. But yeah, darts work. You can throw those. It's Dex plus proficiency. And Dex would be your additional damage.
Okay, I'm gonna try throwing one of my darts.
Okay.
Oh, nope.
You can throw up to 2. Oh,
Okay.
you're holding a sword though, aren't
Yeah, so I can.
Okay.
So, yeah.
you? Do you want to move?
No, I'm not going after that guy. He
Okay.
pushed me upside the head.
Francis.
He's running.
Yeah. You could close the distance. You were engaged with him last time, so if you wanted, technically you could get right next to him to attack him.
All right, that's what I will do. I will
Okay.
follow, and I will do my best to smack him down.
Oh no. On that one. So you run up and you go to hit him, and you don't realize the tree's right next to him, and you hit the tree with your warhammer, taking a huge chunk of bark off. It was very impressive, by the way, as the bark starts flaking off the tree. But your hand is ringing now, so because of the natural one, you will have disadvantage on the next attack. Yeah. Vic.
Okay. Well, I mean, naturally, if I were him, I would have run from me too. However, I'll go ahead and close that distance and come up right behind him and try and stab my sword in through the other side.
Okay.
Okay. So 21.
That'll hit.
And
So 1d8
that is, yep.
plus strength plus...
So that is 8, 10.
So you hit him and he staggers. He almost looked like he was about to collapse from blood loss. But he's still standing. Garmer.
Is there a way I can position myself
Sure.
to get him out of cover?
Yep. So based on where he's at, if you moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's about half cover now instead of 3/4.
Okay. So what's that going to do for the adjustment?
There it is. He gets a +2 to his AC.
+2.
Yeah. So it makes it an 18.
All right. Let's do this. So it's an 18. That hits.
All right. With Eldritch Blast?
Yep.
Okay. Roll some damage. Plus your hex.
Yep, plus my hex. That is 12 points of damage.
So you just obliterate. What's this look like? I mean, you way over his hit points left.
So essentially a sickly green flame kind of goes
Green
out
flame.
flies towards him, and as it hits him in the back, it looks like tentacles wrapping around his back and strangling him.
Oh, nice. Yes, he collapses. And it goes quiet. All of you can hear, in your head, you hear like music, though. Almost like some very sweet, soft music. And it sounds really nice over the sound of the river. When you look down, you see footprints that are still heading off into the woods. Give me a perception check. And you can too, because you're over by here as well.
21.
21.
7.
So you're like, yeah, it looks like the footprints go that way. Must be where the bugbears live. You're looking at it, and you can tell there's clearly more than one bugbear. Looks like maybe 3 or 4 bugbear have been in this area, possibly at the same time, based on the footprints. And yeah, it looks like they head in the direction she pointed at, though.
Guys, I think there's more than just this one or two. We got to be prepared for a small group of them. Could be as many as 3 or 4.
Well, I did a pretty good job softening that one up for
Excellent job. Very soft when I hit
him,
it.
so
Eventually.
Almost fell apart.
at least I didn't hit the tree.
I got nothing to say to that.
There's a big dent in the tree, like where the bark was. It's not there anymore.
You really showed that tree.
Yeah,
in
you
spots.
showed that.
Yeah.
No doubts.
So I was barking up the wrong tree.
All right.
Well,
Let's
should we go?
let's is the tent like in decent condition?
Yeah, I wanna take
Yeah,
the
it looks
tent.
like it would work. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just been wind blown and it hasn't, like...
I'm all about taking the tent.
I'm all about taking the tent if someone else carries it.
Okay.
Okay.
I can carry it.
There's
Oh,
4
okay.
There's 4
Yeah.
bedrolls, too, inside.
I already have a bed.
Sure.
Mine's nice.
So, who's unpacking it and, like, setting it up?
I think we can all help
Oh,
unpack
yeah.
it and set it up.
Probably.
So
Pick
everybody
that
give me a perception check.
16.
15.
18.
15.
Okay. 18. So as you're going through this, this tent, you find 30 gold that just falls off of one of the bedrolls. It actually looks like it was sitting there the whole time. Like, you don't know how she didn't see it when she walked in because it was like right
You're
on
so
top.
pretty. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll take one of the bedrolls too.
Yeah, I just didn't want to be greedy and
Sure.
you know, take somebody else's gold.
30 gold.
Yes.
All right, you keeping track of that?
You
I just
know,
put it in my thingy.
managing
Currency
money is not probably my forte, seeing that I have 0 gold at this moment in time. So I don't know if anybody should
I got
trust
it.
me with
I
that.
put it in my thingy.
Okay.
I keep good records of money.
Andy, if you could email me your notes, because you type them up, right? If you could email me in the next like week or something, that'd be awesome. And then I'll grant you automatic advantage or inspiration. Yep.
Well, but I'm over here trying to take notes.
If you send me notes, I'll give it to you too.
Okay.
Because maybe I can. Maybe you guys write different things. We'll see. Okay.
He'll judge and see whose notes
Yeah.
were better.
Yeah, it's a contest for good notes. Okay, and I'll put all the notes into World Anvil too. Keep track of our sessions. Okay, so you guys are getting back on the trail then, or are you following the bugbears?
I didn't like fighting one of those. I definitely wouldn't like fighting 3 of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. I'm good. Let's head to the tower.
I feel like heading to the tower would be advantageous.
Okay.
Would you say if we are walking that we could do a short rest while leisurely walking along the trail?
Maybe. We'll see.
All right.
It's going to take an hour of walking.
Yep.
So you're walking for a couple minutes. You get... you're walking up the trail.
3 minutes later.
3 minutes later.
We run into 3 bugbears.
Yep.
Close to leveling up. So you guys are walking on the trail and you come up to a wooden bridge at the river. However, as you got closer and closer to the river, the music in your head has gotten louder and louder. You all feel like it's pulling you north. The musical sounds, like it's almost like you can actually hear it in your ears, but it's definitely in your head.
And that's the direction we're headed anyway.
Sort of. You're heading northwest. This kind of pulls you northeast.
Was that
Up
the
the river.
direction that the footprints were going?
Sort of, kind of. I mean, they were going north from the campsite, but I mean, there's a chance they intersect, but you don't know.
Okay.
Do you guys hear the music in your heads too, or is it just me? I did get hit pretty hard in the head, so I don't know.
I always
just
hear
like
music in
ringing.
my head.
Usually it's Hamilton for me. So this is something different.
Okay.
Maybe somebody's having a party.
All right, so we're approaching a bridge across the river,
Yep, a wooden
and
bridge.
we're feeling led northwest toward the music.
Northwest kind of goes over the bridge. Northeast goes up the river. So, bridge this way, river goes that way.
And the music is pulling us not across.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
it's pulling you along the river.
Oh, okay.
Like you're drawn to the musical sound of the river or something.
Nope, don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Delightful music leads to deadly places. I'd rather stay away.
Okay.
I agree. I don't think it's the best idea to follow it. Plus, we're on a mission.
Yeah, we gotta bring the
Yeah.
soup. Where's
yeah,
the
I'm
soup?
not.
Is
I'm
it
not
still
carrying this suit for another 2 days.
It doesn't even have a lid.
safe? Did you keep it safe during the fight?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
had to use one.
Okay.
How are you doing on hit points, Kat? How are you? You got 5. So what is
That's
that? About
over
halfway.
50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, it's great.
If we keep going and she's able to use a short rest,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
So you guys keep going up the trail?
We're going over the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, over the bridge.
You get your short rest.
Okay.
Right. We're going wherever the tower is.
Yep, so you're staying on the trail.
Okay.
Alright, so you travel for the rest of the day. Nothing eventful happens. The further you get away from the river, the music fades. Okay? Until it's eventually gone. You start to get to where she told you would probably be at the end of a day. And she even said, tried to tell you guys of some good possible camping spots. And you're able to find a spot that's actually well covered, like with bushes and things like that. And, it's off the road a little bit, but you can, if you look carefully, you can see the road or the trail. It's just a dirt trail. And you're able to set up camp
With our sweet tent.
with your sweet tent that you did not clean yet, but that's okay. It will do the job.
I'm not picky.
All right, first watch.
Goes great.
Okay. During your first watch, you are just kind of looking around, and it's been windy all day, like we've discussed, but strong gusts of wind. Can I see your character sheet for a second? Oh, that's right. It's in D&D Beyond. Look at that.
Okay. Where is the short rest in D&D Beyond?
Paula knows.
Mine's at the top.
So is mine. Yours looks different than mine.
Mine's at the top right up here.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, so you don't
Oh,
notice it
yeah.
because you kind of, for some reason, set your common clothes aside. They blew away though, like off into
What?
the night. Your common clothes that were in your pouch, or your.
I'm not wearing them.
No, you're wearing like your regular, like your. No, like common clothes would be like what you'd wear in a city to look normal.
Well,
If you
I
weren't wearing your armor.
Yeah.
don't have any armor. I'm naturally talented.
Her muscles are her armor.
All right. So,
That's some
anyways,
strong wind if it's blowing the clothes right off you. Then.
I was thinking your common clothes would be like what you would dress up in to look normal in a town rather than looking like a savage.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking when it says common clothes.
I just
Not your
assumed
adventuring gear.
Those were like adventuring, you know,
No,
like
it's not what I was
whatever, some pants and a
It's all
tunic
good.
or something.
All right, so never mind. Nothing blows away.
Okay,
That's
fine.
All the watches tend to go fine. Morning rolls around, and is that it? That's not it. Where is it? Where is that die? I lost it. All right, I won't worry about it. Next day's clear, and you know that you're probably only going to be traveling until a little after lunchtime, and you will probably be there.
Okay.
So. All right, so you guys walk up the trail again, and you see the spot where it leads off, or where you're supposed to lead off. She kind of tried to explain what it looked like. She even tried to like sketch it out with some mud on a piece of paper for you, on the back of the map for you, and you see it, and you start walking that way. Paul, let's make Nicole do this. Give me a survival check.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're that bad at it?
13.
Okay. Yeah, because of the map and everything, you're able to navigate your guys' way there. And you can see what looks like a fortification tower ahead. And you can see the well outside of it, and the door is closed to the fortification tower. This place looks old. It's obviously from hundreds upon hundreds, if not 1,000 years ago. There's definitely crumbling rocks. You would probably even be surprised to know if the roof was completely intact. It is a rough structure. So down here we would have a well. And when she said that there was a pail there, it's tiny and it's like just rotted wood. And it's just sitting right on the edge.
Not sure about you guys, but I'm definitely not drinking it out of the rotted wood well.
I mean, that seems like a great idea to be honest.
Yep.
She called it a wishing well. It could be pretty cool.
I wonder if there's money down there.
I mean, let's throw the dwarf.
No throwing dwarfs.
And there's double doors right there. And that. Okay. So there you go. What are you guys doing?
I will walk up and knock on the doors.
Okay. So you knock on the door. Nobody answers.
Okay.
Is the door locked?
So you said the tower was sort of run down looking. Are the doors also pretty?
Actually, the door looks like it's in pretty good shape. Like maybe because it's inset a little bit, it's not wet.
Okay.
Doesn't get wet.
Well, as the sacred texts declare, stand at the door and knock, and ye shall be allowed to enter.
So you knock as well.
So I'll pound on the door.
Okay.
Is the door locked?
Do you try to open it?
I mean,
If
I would
if
try
nobody
to open it.
comes after a few
Couple
moments, yeah, of course I'd
You would too.
open it.
I would say so. You knock, and as soon as you knock first, real gentle, like just whatever, and then you come up, and she's just like, "Is it locked?" And it opens. And as it swings open,
We see some French kniggets.
all right. So when you look in, it looks like a foyer. To the left and straight ahead is just a dead end. Straight ahead, there's like some decorative, they're kind of like half statues, like half out of the wall, right there and right there. They look like humans in armor, with a sword and a shield, just standing like straight up. And since you walked in, give me perception check.
21.
21. So you see to your left is a big guy
Cool.
with a helmet
In
on
the head.
and a great sword. And he just goes, Everybody roll initiative.
No way.
14.
14,
We did better this time.
15.
15. What'd you get,
5.
Nicole? 5. What'd you get, Paula?
12.
12. And he got a 8. All right. First up will be Paul. Second will be Andy. Or I'm sorry. I need to say the names. Garmon, Francis, then Vic, then this guy, and then Kat. So you guys hear this. It's like this weird, like, what? But it's a grunt. What are you doing, Garmin?
Has he done anything hostile?
No, but he is clutching his greatsword with two hands like this.
Then I am going to just...
By the way, you all have full health at this point because it's been a day.
I'm going to reach into his mind telepathically and tell him I would put that weapon down and talk if I were you.
That's what he says.
If
Out
he,
loud.
if he understands any language at all, he would understand it.
Yep. He's a human, by the way.
Okay.
Clearly a human, but he's
He speaks Scooby-Doo.
he's very strong.
He speaks Scooby-Doo.
He speaks in grunts and groans. Francis.
All right, I'm going to. I will step in and declare that we are here on a mission to and bear gifts for Jax. We mean no harm, but you better be wary. And I'll hold my reaction if he makes any sort of hostile movement. Then I hammer him.
Okay. So you're gonna trigger action if he makes an attack or anything like that. You will
Yes.
hit him. Okay. He angrily just goes "Rah!" at you. I'll count that as an aggressive movement if you want to hit him.
No, I
Okay.
don't count that as yelling as a aggressive action if he's not moving or swinging.
Okay. Vic, do me a favor. Give me a history check.
Oh boy. I bet you did
With
real good in
advantage.
school.
With advantage.
Ooh. I don't know if it's gonna help us.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily hurt or help you. It's just for knowledge.
Hey, so good thing I had advantage.
Okay.
Let's just say that 13.
So you would recognize him. He's actually from another tribe, like a barbarian tribe.
Okay. So
A very aggressive tribe.
what's the name of the tribe? Do I know?
No, they don't
Okay.
necessarily have a name.
How about? Oh, okay. So I will push past everybody, kind of recognizing that he's from another tribe. And in my tribe, when we are not being hostile, instead of holding our sword up, we specifically turn it over and hold it down. So I'm holding it more like a cane a little bit, and it's kind of touching the ground. And I will say, hey there, good sir. We don't mean you any harm. We just bought some lunch for Jax. If you could just point us in the correct direction.
Jax, crusty leaf.
He points outside. "Ah!"
So I
Trying to
didn't
tell you guys to go
see
outside.
him outside on our way in. So I'm thinking was there a door leading out of here?
Just the 2 doors, double doors. That's it. If you look off to the right, it's pretty dark to the right. There's no
Okay.
windows.
So then I'll actually just point in that direction and I'm going to say, I think he might be over there.
You start going to the right.
And, no, but I don't know if he makes a move to attack, then I'll attack him. But no, I'm just standing. I can just move myself. I'm just standing actually kind of like in the middle of the room here.
Okay. So when you're saying all this, and after he points and you disregard his pointing, he puts both hands on the greatsword. He is going to swing down on the monk, because she's right in front of him. You can attack him, though, before this.
And can I attack him?
No. You didn't declare...
I said
Oh,
that.
did you?
I
Oh,
said
sorry.
if
You can attack him, too. Go for it, both of you.
Oh, don't
Oh,
worry.
14. I'm sorry.
Miss.
I got a crit, so
Okay, roll damage.
don't be too concerned.
I mean, I'm a little concerned I'm about to get hit in the head again.
Yeah. She's our Matt, taking the arrows to the chest every time.
12.
12? Okay. Alright. Okay. So he's raging, by the way.
Okay, well, so I just take my sword from where it is as a cane, and I just kind of like throw it up in the air and catch it,
Mhm.
and then bring it around to
Okay.
attack him.
He's going to hit you with his greatsword.
He's gonna try.
17 hit.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, he's gonna succeed.
Man,
He tried real hard.
this is rough.
We need to get you
9 hit points.
Hey, that brings me to 0.
Alright, so you
Perfect,
drop
you're
again. So
stable,
she
bro.
drops again. Damn. It's your turn if you want to make your death save.
No, she's stable.
No, stable
she's
is
at 0.
No, you're down.
Right?
Yeah.
It's down. You hit 0, you're down.
Oh.
Stable's 1 hit point.
I thought if you didn't go
When you hit
negative-
0,
No,
you're
I
still
thought
down.
if you didn't go negative.
There is
Yeah.
no negatives in 5e. That's the
Exactly,
thing.
but if it would make you negative, what it is like when you're stable, you're stable at 0.
You can pull it up. Yeah, you can pull it up, but you're down.
Yeah, down.
Yeah, but I don't think
Making
she
death
has to make
saves at 0. Yes. Prove me wrong. I'm fine with it.
Yep.
It is...
My turn.
Yeah, just make the death save now. And then...
18.
So you made it. And Garmon.
How badly wounded does he look like from that blast?
Not the worst.
Not the worst.
But he's not good either. I mean, it hurt.
All right.
He's bleeding a little bit. But it's not like gushing blood.
Let's just do a hex
Okay.
and a Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
That's not very great. I believe that's a 12.
Nope.
So, if damage reduces you to 0 hit points and fails to kill you, you fall unconscious. This unconsciousness ends if you regain any hit points.
Yeah, so no death saves.
Okay.
Okay. 0. It's
All right,
only death
that's
saves
fine
if
then.
it would be negative.
Yeah,
When you
'cause
start
when
your
you
turn
stabilize-
with 0 points, though, you must make a special saving throw.
No, that's for death saving throw.
Okay. But if I'm starting at 0,
Yeah, so
Oh my
you're
God.
making death saves.
So she's not
So I-
making. So she's
so I
not
didn't
making a
need to make
death.
it immediately, but when I start my turn, which
Correct.
is
The only way
next,
you're
then
dead
I make
immediately
one.
is if it's double your hit points into negative. That's it. That's the only thing that has anything to do with
It
negative.
just seems like
No, because if you are dropped to 0, you're
counterintuitive
making
because
death
when you
saves.
stabilize a character, they have
0 hit points.
0 hit
It
points.
doesn't. But it.
Yeah.
You by stabilizing her, you're preventing the bleed out. Basically,
Okay.
that's it.
It just, it's
She's down, making death
Counter.
saves with 1 success. All right.
counterintuitive.
You missed Francis.
Gonna save the stinking monk again.
Feeling
You're a
worried?
monk?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm standing right next to her, so no, I think I'll just
Do
go
the
ahead
cure
and
wounds?
do cure wounds
Okay.
on her
Appreciate it.
Reaches down and touches your leg
for 8.
and brings you back up to 8. You're still on the ground, but you got 8 hit points.
Take it.
Vic.
Okay.
Okay. Did it seem like when I hit him earlier that like I severely wounded him?
No.
Or
I mean, you hurt him. Like,
okay.
yeah, I mean, he's bleeding. Your weapon went into his skin. He's bleeding. I mean, he can't sit there and take that 7 times.
Right, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
trying-
6, maybe, but not 7.
Not even 6, probably.
I'm trying to decide how concerned I am about him.
You are quite
That's all.
concerned.
Quite
Probably
concerned.
not. He hasn't hit you yet.
He hit me though.
Yes.
Well,
You're
I mean,
a squishy little buddy.
you're-
Who's getting
if
You're
you fall,
like a
leaves
porcelain
flying in the
doll right
wind
now.
Take you down right now. So.
I mean,
Not wrong.
they're not surprised because you're out, like, being a monk, you're wearing, like, normal clothes.
Right.
You're not really carrying weapons or armor. You're just very peaceful and zen-like.
Okay.
And then you just get, boom,
knocked
done.
out a lot.
Boom, done.
So, okay.
The tavern guys drank with you. The only thing that he's surprised is normally when you drink, you can drink a lot more, you know, before you fall
So-
over.
Quite sturdy when it comes to drinking. Dwarf, I mean. Come on.
I'll start kind of grunting, and my face begins to turn red again, and I'll go ahead and rage.
Okay.
And I will swing my sword around to hit him. And that is a 18.
That'll hit.
Okay. And that is 11.
Dang, girl.
So when you hit him again with the sword, you kind of cut him on the other arm now, and he's bleeding there, and he's just like, ah, and he's raging at you. But it hurts. I mean, he's bleeding a lot. You've definitely bloodied him. This wound, there's a little bit more gushing. Like he might need some medical attention.
I will yell out, "Give me your best shot!"
He grunts something. And here comes his great sword back at you. He's going to miss. That is a 13. But when it pings off your shield, you feel the strength behind it. He's very strong. You would think he could give you a run for your money in the strength department. And it's Cat's turn. Lying on the ground.
Lying on the ground. So while I'm not even gonna really bother getting up because I'm just gonna like lay on the ground and just like kick like his shins really, really hard.
Okay. You could do
I don't know
two.
if I could reach
You
that
could do
from
2 foot attacks
he
if you
tall?
want.
How tall is he?
Probably like 6 feet tall ish.
So I could maybe kick him in the groin. from
Yeah,
where
you
I'm
could
at.
go like up on your shoulder blades.
Yeah.
Do like a
Oh,
bicycle
yeah.
kick.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do 2 kicks.
Absolutely.
That sounds awesome.
17.
Hits.
Yes. So that's 4, and then I'm gonna kick him again with my bonus action.
Okay.
Which definitely does not hit at an 8.
All right. So you kick him the first time. You just barely missed his private parts. You hit him in like his inner thigh, and he definitely flinches and moves. You feel the urge to get up because you know you're in a very dangerous spot lying on your back on the floor.
That's fair. I don't want him to follow me. That would be helpful.
Yeah. And with that, it is Garuman's turn.
Yeah, let's Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And I want to use my inspiration.
All right.
There we go. That's a 20.
Yep. Hits.
Oh, only 5 points though.
Oh, so you hit him with this Eldritch Blast. I'm assuming it's like a choke again. He looks like he's about to black out. He starts even teetering, like he would have fell on you where you were laying, and then like he wakes up out of it, like
Just
yeah, barely. Francis.
Swinging a hammer.
All right,
go hit the tree.
And a swing and a hit.
you hit.
20.
Hit.
2.
What's that look like?
Looks like 4 points.
What's that look like narratively?
Oh.
You drop him.
In
I'm
a,
not used to
yeah,
doing this.
in a moment of non screwing up the situation, Francis realizes that he doesn't have to save his fallen comrades, gets excited about the opportunity to swing a hammer, and then hauls off and just roundhouses him and hits him right in the side, which doubles him over and drops him to the ground.
All right, so you drop him to the ground, and he continues to bleed out. His helmet kind of rolls off, and you can see it's got like these little horns in it. Rolls off to the side, and he drops his great sword above him on the ground, and you can see what looks like a coin purse and some kind of potion on him, red fluid inside.
So,
Sounds like it would be
I would be more than happy to relieve him of his helmet/greatsword.
You guys hear coming through the room to the right, Baxter, who is it?
Oh.
Oh yeah, there's.
It kind of
shit.
echoes through the halls.
We just killed his buddy.
When he does that, when he says that, Baxter, who is it?
I'm going to shape change to look just like him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make a
Stripping off my shirt
a
really quick too.
low grunting noise in my best Baxter male impression that I can, and just
What's
go,
that sound like?
"Ah!"
With advantage, do a deception check. This is your 6th stat, isn't it? Is your charisma 6?
No,
It's your intelligence? Okay.
yeah, it's intelligence. You know, I got a 2 with advantage. So that tells you how good I am at doing impressions.
Okay. So you hear him say, "Oh, okay, Baxter, I'm waiting for you."
And you hear a mental thing in your head. Come with me.
I'm gonna.
So so in this room there's like a chandelier of candles above
Okay.
your guys' head.
Okay.
The room to the right, you can't really see the light real well from the candles. It's very dark. Who's going first?
Is that where the voice is coming from?
Yes. Yeah, there's only one exit that appears out of this room.
So in your head, you hear kind of like put your sword, sheath your weapon, and I just grab onto her around the waist, and I come in like, "Argh! Woo!" Make it look like I got.
Give me a dex save.
Uh-oh.
Right here with her. We'll say even right here.
That's not too bad.
All right, what'd you get?
20.
So as soon as you step into the darkness, you feel something sticky on the floor. You also see over here, looks like some light coming in from here. It's open, but between here and there, it's hard to see. It's almost like there's a haze. And as you stick your hand out, you again feel more sticky stuff.
That's not great.
And you are surprised, by the way. 16 hit?
Yep.
Give me a con save.
It sounds sounds
Oh my
like that's
goodness.
his 6.
17.
17. Okay, so you feel a sting in your leg as you take 4 points of regular damage. And now, even though it's still dark, you know, and you can kind of tell, you can kind of hear it now that you're attuned to it. Sounds like a spider's right there.
Okay.
Everybody roll initiative.
11.
18. 14.
18.
All right, so I got a 9. Who had the highest number?
I did.
All right, so Vic's at the top.
And then
All
Garmadon.
right.
Gormagon.
What'd you get, Francis?
11.
11. All right, so you're ahead of me. Would you get?
14.
Are you ahead of Garmon or no?
No, I had an
you
18.
need-
Okay, perfect. So I'm last. Okay. So you guys hear like this weird slurp sound, and then you hear him go, ah! And it is Vic's turn.
I say in my best barbarian, bad spider.
All right. Can anyone see in the dark?
Yes.
All right, so you can see the spider, and you also see what looks like a body on the far wall
Oh.
that's already been sucked dry.
Ooh.
What are you doing, Vic? You
Um,
texting the squad? Half the squad's right here.
Now I
The
already see what it
squad.
is.
The squad.
Okay, so I heard him say bad spider,
Yeah.
and I can't see anything.
So
Nope,
human.
it's dark.
I feel like based on how he
You can feel spider
grabbed
webs around,
me
though.
and the fact that he looked like the other guy when he did, that I'm guessing he's thinking that we're supposed to act like we're drunk and he just met me or like picked me up somewhere or something like that.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing.
Your
we're going
intelligence,
for.
yeah,
She's a mind reader.
So
works.
my wisdom's okay, so I feel like I can, know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna say to him, you don't even have any lights in this place? And I'm gonna, but at the same time, I'm also gonna try and like hold on to him for a little bit of like stability as
Okay.
well. And if the spider attacks me, I'll try and like, just kind of swing wildly at
So you're
it.
readying an action to
Yeah.
attack it back?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm, trying to go for this, deceptive,
Okay.
amazing performance.
All right. Garmon, are you moving at all, or are you staying right there?
I'll kind of move forward if he seems to be.
Give me a
okay
dex
with
check.
Because we're like linked. I think he grabbed my
Yeah.
waist or linked arms or something.
You trying to go all the way through?
Yeah. Well, I think if he,
Okay.
again, if he seems okay with that, if he sort of like doesn't want to move forward, then I'll stay with.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
with pace.
as soon as I get bit, I'm gonna not try to move forward, and especially sensing the webs and stuff.
All right. So then, are you staying back with him?
I'll stay back most of the way. I'll go one square ahead of him. How about?
Okay.
Something like one square ahead of him. That's a 20.
Okay. So yeah, you feel the stickiness, but it's not holding you up. You're able to walk through the web, and you feel web like hit your face. You like pull it off. Cat, or I'm sorry, Garmon. Did you want to do anything?
Minor illusion to make like torchlight in the room, like if I see anything.
Would that actually give off light too?
I believe it can.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, so you light up the room. It is covered with webs. Clearly,
not
nobody's
a lot of
walked
light,
through
but I
here.
can make something that looks like a torch.
Okay. So you can tell it looks like nobody has walked through here in weeks,
Okay.
except for her now. She's kind of leading the way through the webs. There's a ton of webs.
No, I'm sorry. I guess it can't.
Okay.
It can't create sound or light
Okay.
or any other sensory.
Do you have dark vision?
I do not.
Okay. So then never mind.
So
You
yeah,
can tell she's pushing through the webs, though.
Then the only thing I would really do is try to withdraw. I want to get back
Into the lighted room?
Yeah, back into the lighted room.
So disengage.
Yeah.
Some date.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Handle it.
All right, Kat. You can see in there.
I can see him. So is it like? I'm guessing it's a pretty big spider.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
a giant stinger spider.
Cool. I'm gonna attack it with
Okay.
my short sword.
You want to move yourself up there
Yes.
and roll to hit. Don't get hit in the face again.
18.
Hits.
5 damage.
Ooh.
And then I
It
have
skitters and like cowers up, kind of.
cool. I'm gonna hit it again with my unarmed attack.
Okay.
No, I rolled a 1.
Natural one.
Yes.
So you go to hit it, and because it cowered, you punch the wall.
Nice.
Almost breaking the brick though. Actually, like you guys see the
It's
dust
impressive.
of the wall,
There you go.
like start to
At
come
least
off.
it was an impressive bad hit.
It was very impressive.
Way better than
And
Way better than
Francis.
All right, I'm going to cast. I'm going to use my light cantrip and cast light so that we can all see what's going on in this place.
Okay. Is that an action?
A cantrip. Casting a cantrip is an action, isn't it?
It would depend on the spell.
I think
If
it
it's
is.
an action or not.
I don't think it's
Would
a
it say that
bonus
it's
action.
not an action?
It would say
Yeah,
a bonus
so
action.
it's a bonus, or it might say a reaction, depending on the type of spell. It would say casting time, I believe.
Casting time, one action. Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be your action. Do you want
Alright,
to move
so,
in there once you
yeah.
can see?
I will. Yes.
You're like, I need to be next
I
to
need
the
to be
monk.
next to the monk just in case, because
It's a good place
this
to
is
be.
probably going to go bad fast.
And luckily, they've already cleared the webs out of that spot, so you're good.
All right.
All right, it is his turn. You are the only one. So he is going to bite you or sting
I
you.
get to attack him.
Go ahead. Oh, no, you don't. You said if it attacked you, and you're more than 5 feet away from him.
Okay.
So you can't reach him. So he's going to try to bite you or something. He probably does not get it done. So you see his butt come up under him, and there's a stinger on the back of it. A 10 AC?
Nope.
Good. Or I'm sorry. Or, yep, no, that was it. So he misses. And that's the end of his turn.
Thank God.
It is now Vic's turn.
Not one spider butt on me.
I will take one step to the side.
Okay.
Lifting my sword.
And you're not raging right now?
Swinging down directly on it.
You were raging with the barbarian, weren't you, in the hall?
I was not
Okay.
raging. I was thinking about it and did not
Okay.
rage. Did I?
I think you did rage for the barbarian.
I think
did
so,
rage
too.
For the barbarian. So, do you want me to?
Oh, I was just asking if you're
That I-
raging now.
Well,
Your choice. I would
We
say you were
got- we
trying to
walked
act a
in
certain way,
there.
so I would say if you were raging, it wouldn't have worked as well. To like do some. of the
I
RP
rolled a
stuff.
2
To what? Rage?
for deceiving on the grunt. I mean, so with advantage. So I think the question is, do I still have the rage going? Because it'd be 10
I'm gonna let
rounds
you
and I only
decide.
did 2, so
I'm gonna let you decide this time. In the future, I would
Okay.
say, probably not, just because you kind of calmed yourself down to try and act a certain way.
Okay.
So you can rage right
Got
now
it.
if you want, but no,
Okay.
in the future, no.
So I don't think it's gonna matter because
Okay.
I think I missed 12.
That hits.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
Right on the
I'm
button.
better than I thought I was. For 7.
Yeah, so what's that look like?
So upset that something continues to go after my friend. I
feel like you're
step
upset a
to
lot
the
for this.
side and I'm like, these stupid things, and I just pick my sword up.
Are you her
and
bodyguard?
Slice,
And you're her medic? Like,
yeah, I slice right.
Maybe that's the
through
competition. If you do
come
your
up
job
alive.
properly, she doesn't drop. If she drops, you have to bring her back up. Like, that's the,
That's
you know.
the sword.
And then we
One-
get drunk after.
All I can say is 100% of my spell slots have been devoted to saving the monk.
But it's been worth
So
it.
I slice right through the entire body
Okay.
of the spider,
goo.
and out from it pours these like dark purple oozy guts.
Oh, nice. Love it. Yeah, he did. All right. So in the room, a body on the far right. Now that there's a light, pretty much pinned against the wall, like wrapped up.
That's the extra spot in case you actually had died. You could put an NPC there.
I like it.
Come back.
By the way, how much did... So, I don't know if we... somebody wants to go check out the desiccated body, but I don't think we ever checked out the coin pouch that fell off of the barbarian.
Yeah, nobody said they were checking.
No.
We moved
Yeah.
quickly.
We got
moved
distracted by
pretty
Jace calling out, or Jax calling out.
Maybe we should go.
Oh,
through it.
Baxter!
I don't
Where
think
are
the
you?
dead body's going anywhere. We'll catch it on the way out.
Oh.
You.
I
I'm waiting for you, Baxter.
This is unsettling just in its own right.
Being that I am
Let's go find the music.
still, being that
Through this
I'm
tower.
still in a race.
Oh, did you grab the greatsword though and the helmet,
I said
right?
yes.
All right.
I did not.
Did you wield any of it? or-
I'm not
okay.
wielding the
Okay.
great sword,
Just
and I
curious.
did not put the helmet on, but I
Okay.
did mention that I grabbed it.
Excellent.
So being that I don't think that we are fooling anybody anymore, I'm going to say, don't worry, I'm coming for ya, and I'm gonna walk through the archway of that door right there.
All right, so you're leaving everyone else behind.
Yup. So
Okay.
I'm gonna just
Okay.
go forward with my sword.
Make a dex save.
Made it. No, I don't know. Made it. That's gonna be.
Make
Is
a
it
second one, by the
18
way.
or a 20?
So you get through the web just fine. Make another dex save.
But I made a dex save.
Yeah, to
for
get through the
first
web. To get through the web. That was fine. Now you're making a dex save because you just stepped on a pressure plate.
I'm gonna use some inspiration.
Okay.
And that's a 14.
Does that do it? You do not make it. So, you see as you walk in, there is this cage. And as soon as you step on the plate, a door lifts straight up, and out comes a dog. And it surprises you with a bite.
Muffins.
Muffins.
So he bites you for 5 points of damage. And-
What did he roll?
He didn't have to. You failed the save. So it was the first time is a trap. It's like an automatic bite.
Okay. How much damage?
I just told you. 4, 5. All right. Do you guys want to re-roll initiative, or do you all want to go before him?
That's fine.
I'll just go with
Okay. It is your turn, Vic.
Well, I assumed that, so that was my turn. I'm counting that as my turn to walk through.
We're doing
If
new
we're
initiative.
still in
Boom.
order.
Nope, this is a new thing.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
Before though, while you were doing that though, let's even before we get to this, give you guys a quick second. Was there anything you were doing elsewhere? Coin purse and stuff on the guy in the 8 seconds.
No, I think we'll catch him on the
You
way
were
back.
kept going. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because as soon as I said that, we heard Jax calling out, so we would just continue, and then of course our barbarian starts wandering off.
This sounds like the other game with that rogue that likes to run off and do its own thing.
I'm mostly just gonna check the wound and see if the wound looks like it's getting worse.
On you?
Yeah.
It does not.
Okay.
It's almost like it didn't get its stinger in you all the way.
Gotcha.
But you would have general knowledge that these are poisonous.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily do poison damage, though.
Okay.
Maybe more of a condition. Okay, Vic.
Okay. I'm gonna look down at the dog and say, "You stupid dog, get off me!" And
Poor muffins.
that's a 21.
Oh.
Okay, you're gonna hit.
And that's 6.
Yep, you hit it.
Good dog.
You hit it, and it does not look happy. It grits its teeth,
Not dead.
and it's Garm. Oh,
It's not dead.
it's not a normal dog. Garmon.
What kind of level 1 tower is this?
Tower of Horrors,
Yeah.
man.
I'm
You know I don't
going
balance
to,
that way.
I'm going to move into that room.
Yep.
And see what I can see from there. So
Okay. So when you're talking about the web room.
yeah.
So when you walk into the web room, you see a body off to the side. It looks like around its midsection, there's a couple bulges. But it's covered by web, so you can't make out what it might be. You look off into the other room. You see some torches that are ancient, that aren't lit. You look off into the other room where there is light. You can see a dog that is engaged with her.
All right. And I suppose I'll say bad muffins and throw an Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay.
Not very well though. I missed.
Okay. It is Cat's turn. Your bodyguard is off ahead.
I'm gonna follow kind of her path along the web that she's
Okay.
cleared.
So she kind of cleared the way for you. So you came in the room, you said? All right, so we'll say you're right there. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to go into the room?
Yeah.
5, 6. Okay.
I'm gonna push the poor little doggy with my sword.
It's an ugly dog. It's got scars, wounds all over it.
Poor thing.
Clearly not just from this. Some that are mostly healed, but
He's abused. It's 9. I don't know. Does that hit?
nope. That's your first hit, though.
Yep. 14.
That'll hit. Is that a kick or a punch or something?
Yeah, kicking at him. 4 points damage.
Gosh, don't kick dogs. It's
No,
so
I feel
wrong.
terrible about doing it. Sorry, muffins.
Francis.
All right, I'm gonna push in behind the barbarian.
Fine. You can get right here if you want.
Yeah, and I'm going to. I'm going to cast resistance on the barbarian.
Okay.
Which is a cantrip that. So if you need to make a save, you'll have a bonus to it
Oh,
for
okay.
the next.
Does it also give a resistance to damage types?
Nope, just
Okay.
a save.
So just saves.
Yeah.
Okay. It is his turn. As you guys are in this room, you can see a wall that comes to right there. There we go. Yeah. All right. Looks like there used to be more walls in the room, but there's like rubble from how it's kind of collapsed. He is going to attack you, Paula. Or, I'm sorry. You, Vic.
Bring it on.
And
Miss.
does a 16 hit?
Nope.
All right. So he teleports.
Oh.
This is a little blink dog.
Yep. And you don't know where he went.
Cool.
And you hear in the other room, "Oh, muffins, we're going to have to teach them a lesson."
Oh, great.
Vic.
Well, I am obviously just going to walk over to the other door over here and I'm gonna
See how that goes. It's gone so well every time you walk through all the other doors.
2, 3, 4, 5. I can get up to the door.
As you're walking through that way, you actually see what looks like a stone slab here.
Okay.
Possibly like it was a hidden door.
Oh, that would have been helpful. I did think about that later. That we probably should have looked. But I'm gonna get up here. I can probably open the door and still walk in.
There's no door. It's an archway.
Oh, it's an archway. Oh, okay. So I will walk.
There used to be a door there. It's not
in
there anymore.
Here, depending on what I see, will depend on how far forward I move.
You see
so I can
a
still
beautiful bed with a pillow. You see like an armoire. You see like a desk over here and a chair. You see another armoire.
We're about to kill the dude that we just.
Little tiny bed right here.
He's decorating the place.
There's like a statue right
Like the-
here.
Halfling human love nest.
And
And
you see the dog right next to the bed and him sitting here all happy with his great sword pulled out. He's got some halfling
with a
chainmail.
great sword.
Yep. It's not like a great sword that you would use. It's like a halfling
human,
great sword.
like regular sword.
okay.
It's
like
thick.
like a long sword.
Yeah, it's like a long sword, but it's thick. It's, and it's got a long shaft for 2 hands.
Okay.
And like, so he's got halfling chainmail, and he's got this big gaudy ring on his pinky, and he's like, "Oh, time to play."
And so I'm gonna walk in here, and so I walk here. I'll walk up here too, and I'm gonna say, "Oh, Jax, your mom wanted me to drop off some soup for you. Are you feeling hungry?"
Only for the blood of my enemies.
Why you gotta do that to me, Jax?
Garma.
Why you gotta do it like that?
Why you gotta do me like that?
Yeah.
I'll move up one more space right here. That's as far as I go. That's,
Okay.
All right.
That's too much.
When
to do.
I hear that, I'm going to.
By the way, that's a dog bed. I just wanted to make sure you guys understood.
We understand.
Okay. Your clarification has changed my entire game plan.
Yeah,
Yeah. I guess let's just make my way into that room.
Okay.
Just up to the doorway at least.
Yeah, do your movement over there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, you want me to keep going?
Yeah, just keep going. Just right. Yeah.
You want
like
me to
that
corner?
back corner, sure.
Okay.
All right, Cat. And we'll end after this combat. Or after this. We'll end after this scene.
Yeah.
So halfling, and so I'm going to call out to him in halfling that his mom sent us. Like we're not here to, like, we don't want to fight him. We're not his enemies.
You have trespassed into my home. Even my mother doesn't come in here.
The door was unlocked. It's not trespassing. Ish.
Where's my guard?
I'm right there.
Oh, you still look like that?
Yeah, it's fine. See?
I'm just standing there
You're
With the
fired!
with the soup.
Yeah, he's got the soup. It's your mom's soup. It's
I mean-
really good.
I'm shirtless and standing there with the soup. But
Why did you let them in? You know better.
Soup.
Sorry, I forgot.
soup.
You don't sound like him.
No, he actually.
I'm a
would.
changeling. I sound.
He's-
I
Oh,
heard
you
him.
sound
I heard him
exactly,
talk. So
yeah.
I actually.
All he
do
does
the
is
Volt-
grunt, though.
Volt
Yeah.
grunt. Well, I grunt. I grunt soup.
All right. You weren't supposed to let anybody in. Get out now! He yells at everybody. Bring me the soup. Francis,
All right, wait. So, am I the last one, or is
you're
someone-
last before him.
So, is Kat in the room?
Here. Like right at the doorway.
All right. So, well, I'm gonna push my way in and back up the paladin, or the barbarian.
Okay.
I got you.
All right. Thank you.
Seeing that more people came in, he sicks his dog on the barbarian. Worth. I crit. So that's. Oh my gosh, double ones. Okay, so 3 points of damage from the bite of the dog. And he gets angry that his dog did not do a better job. Looks like almost like he was trying to play with you. He then jumps up and he comes to attack you. Hoo-ah! With his greatsword. And
As he does that, I'm going to yell out, "Your mother would be very disappointed in you, young man."
19 to hit.
I will use my reaction to duck out of the way,
Okay.
and he will miss.
You get a parry or something?
No, it's 2. That's the feat I took. It
Good.
gives me a +2.
Good choice. That was his turn.
All right.
It is now Vic's turn.
So,
And you were raging from the dog.
I have 1 round left. I'm keeping track.
Okay.
This is my last round.
Okay.
And then I have to start over again.
Okay.
So I will I'll just say I don't think your mother would be very happy to hear that this is how you receive your guests. And I will actually attack him with my sword, and I really hope that hits. That's an 18.
That will hit.
And that's 6.
Okay. 6 points of damage.
Yep.
Is that the best you got? He is unfazed by your attack on him. But it hurts. Like, it does kind of scratch him. And it is Garumon's turn. Francis, you notice he, on his chainmail, he's got or on his necklace, he's got a symbol that he is a paladin of vengeance.
Damn it, Jim.
All right. So I'm going to stand there, still looking like the guy holding the soup,
Alright.
and telepathically just whisper into his mind, your father would be very disappointed in you.
You hear back, my father gave me these abilities.
There's
He
no,
would-
it's not,
he would be proud.
it's
Oh,
not two-way
okay.
telepathy.
He says it out loud. My father would be proud of me. He gave me these abilities. Get out of my head. Obviously, he's not looking directly at you. He has no idea where it came from. Cat.
How tall is the dog bed? Is it like just a pallet on the ground, or is it like?
It's a pallet with like some feathered pillows on it. Okay. Sorry.
It's ominous when. Do you have
Oh
balls?
no, that I was rolling for something else.
Oh, good.
It's good.
Okay, I'm gonna come this way. Hit the dog. It feels terrible hitting a dog, but I'm gonna hit the dog.
Makes you feel any better. It's not like a real dog.
Nope, doesn't. 19.
It's a made up evil dog. That hits.
Alright, so that was 3 points of damage. And
Okay.
then I'm gonna do my second.
Okay.
Kick him. And that's 18.
Kick the dog.
I know. And that is 4 points of damage.
All right, so the dog's still going. You're just like pow, pow, and it's like scowling at you. He's probably gonna attack you next, Francis.
All right. Well, I'll focus fire on the halfling.
Okay. You running up and hitting him?
17. Yeah,
With your warhammer?
right there.
Oh, okay, cool.
So 17.
Okay. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Sorry, I'm looking at a certain ability. I'll do it. Up here.
6 points.
Yeah. Okay. And it's his turn. The dog is going to run up and bite you now. Probably misses 12.
Oh, misses.
All right. And then the dog teleports. And I need to look up Shield of Faith.
It gives you +2.
+2, but how is it a reaction? Or-
No, I think it's an action
think it's
to cast Shield of
I know it's
Faith.
concentration.
One
Yes.
bonus action.
One bonus
okay.
action.
60
Okay.
feet. Concentration 10 minutes.
Good.
Bonus +2.
He will attack with his sword. The barbarian. He gets 2 attacks that I forgot. Actually, because of the speaking in his head, he is going to, like, with his one hand, he's going to have it on his head and be like, get out of my head. And just, he's trying to, like, really push it out of his head. So that's how he's spending his action this turn. But he's going to cast Shield of Faith and have concentration for that.
Okay.
So that's what I rolled for. By the
Okay.
way. I rolled a 1, so I wasn't going to make you roll anything. That's when you were like, oh.
Okay.
All right, so it is now Vic's turn.
Okay. So, after I attacked him last time, it's almost like for an instant I started to get really tired and feel really winded, but I take a deep breath and I bang on my chest once with my sword and I continue to rage and I will attack him.
Okay.
And I will miss him, I am guessing, because that's an 11.
Oh yeah, you miss. By a
So
lot.
I'm just I was too winded last time and just despite my best efforts just couldn't focus enough.
Are you raging a second time now?
Yes.
Okay.
I looked it up to see if you could do it back to back.
Mhm.
There's some debate about it online. Seems like 90% of the people are on board with doing
Yeah, I
it
would
back
say
to
yeah.
back. Some people say you can't do it back to back.
Yeah, you can. I don't know why you couldn't. Garmon?
Well, I'm just saying.
The blink dog teleported right next to you. He's about to bite you.
Soup Muffin, your favorite.
Okay.
Give Muffin the soup, and then I prepare an Eldritch Blast if it looks like the thing's going to attack me.
Do a persuasion check.
If we defeat the blink dog by giving it soup,
18.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the MVP
The
award.
growl kind of goes away a little bit.
See, he just needs love.
Cat.
Okay, well, since the blink dog's over there, I'm gonna attack the halfling.
Okay.
I don't mind hitting them. Oi, that's a 1.
A 1 to hit.
Yeah,
Who's next to you?
the barbarian.
The halfling.
Roll to hit again with that same, and it's against Paula's armor class.
That's
You
10.
can't do it.
Nope. Okay, good. What about your second attack now
All right.
on the guy?
Ooh, 22.
Hits. Even with
Kick him on. And that's 5 points of damage.
5 points. Okay, so isn't it half damage for con checks? For concentration?
It's 10
or half
or
damage?
half damage if it's higher.
Oh, okay.
It's a minimum of 10 every time.
Gotcha. Okay, so you guys see this shimmering like shield just go away.
Okay.
And yeah. Francis. Oh, what was the damage on that?
5.
Okay.
We've now done 17.
What?
We've done 17 so far on him.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say no. You've only done 19 since we started playing.
Yeah, Francis' turn.
Do you want to know how much I've done?
No, I'm talking about on the halfling.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Oh,
That's
yeah.
the one I know.
All right.
'Cause
Well,
it's a long one.
I'm gonna hammer the guy. And hey, 21.
All right.
So I'm getting lucky. For 5 points.
All right. Cool. It's his turn. Since you just hit him last, he's going to attack you back with his first attack. Oh, wow. 23. Oh, my goodness. 12 points.
Okay. All right. So is this a non-magical?
Yes.
Okay. So I only take 9 of that because of my
Okay.
heavy armor master, and I'm going to thunderously rebuke him using my reaction.
Oh. Does he get a save?
Yeah, deck save for half. Otherwise, oops, that was the wrong
He'll
dice.
take half, probably. 18.
Okay, then he takes 4.
All right. Is that like electricity?
Thunder.
Thunder. So you kind of shock him, like, and you guys all hear this loud crackling sound. And it shakes him, and he is, because of it, he's going to have disadvantage to attack the monk.
Cool.
Will still probably hit though. 17 to hit you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right, you're dropped again. 10.
Yep.
So you are dropped again. That was his turn. It is now Vic's turn. He looks rough.
The blink dog is just eating soup.
Yep. He starts eating the soup.
Okay. Good.
I can't believe I wrote down Blink Dog defeated by offering him soup for my notes.
Solid.
Okay, so I look at my fallen comrade
Again.
once again,
A lot of
and
Russians
I
in
will
here.
say,
She falls down a lot.
leave my friend alone. And I will try and hit him with, ooh, that's questionable, a 16.
Hits.
Ooh.
Thanks to the Shield of Faith being gone.
Yes.
Did one good thing before I fell down.
Dang. That is 6 points of damage. That's so
Ooh.
rough.
So you hit him. What weapon are you using?
I'm using a longsword.
Okay. So you hit him with the long sword. His attention is now on you. But he looks really rough. Like, it's looking unpretty. Garma.
I am going to disengage and try to stabilize our monk friend.
Excellent. Roll medicine check. Beat a 10.
15.
All right. You're stabilized. It is now Kat's turn. Roll a d4 to see how many hours you're asleep.
Oh.
That's how many hours you're unconscious.
Cool.
Unless you're healed.
2.
2 hours. Okay. Francis.
I am going to go for broke.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Thunder Wave to blast him back. 2d8. He can do a con save.
Okay. Not get blown back. He takes half damage, obviously, but he's rough. Like, he's wobbly. It is his turn. He's going to attack the barbarian who hit him last at disadvantage because of this thunder wave that hit him. He will miss. He would have missed even if it was advantage. And that was his first attack. Second attack is a 19.
I'll use my reaction
I forgot you
to
get to do that every turn.
sideswipe
Okay.
that. And I just sort of lean to the right slightly.
Okay. It is your turn now.
Alright. Just don't miss keeping track of my rage. It's a lot less.
Can you use a greatsword with defensive duelist?
I'm not using a greatsword.
I know. I'm just asking because you
Oh.
picked the one up earlier. That's all. Just we'll figure it out after your turn.
I don't think it specifies.
Okay.
I think it says it says finesse weapon.
Okay, so then no. Oh, longsword's
Right.
not finesse.
Hold on. I think.
No, rapier would be finesse.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll want to switch to a
then
rapier.
I would have.
I know. So we'll change it to a rapier. But that's not strength based weapon. We'll talk about it after. We'll figure it out. We'll adjust things.
If it wasn't strength based, my attack would be the exact same.
Okay.
Because my dex is also a +2.
Right, but your damage from rage wouldn't count for it. The +2 from that.
I thought it just gave you a +2 bonus to damage, not
Only
a
strength based.
You gave advantage on strength. Yeah.
It's okay. We'll
Okay.
figure it out after.
Or
do you gotta do a different feat or something?
I missed. It was 9.
Yep, misses. Garmon. You see him teetering. In fact, his teetering helped the attack actually miss him.
I can make small minor illusions, so I want to put a minor illusion between him and the barbarian that looks just like his mother.
He looks more angry. All right. He doesn't have to make any saves for that, right?
Nope.
Okay.
I
Cat.
mean, he can try to
I'm still
disbelieve
down.
it.
Cat.
I'm still down.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Francis.
I'm unconscious. I'm sleeping on the dog bed.
Longsword is a versatile weapon.
That just means you can
Right.
use
Use it
two
one
hands
or
on
two
it.
hands.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
All right.
Well, it
Swing and a
doesn't
miss.
specify.
that's because it's not finesse. Rapier is, so it says
Oh,
finesse.
nice.
22
Hits.
for 5 points.
Drops him.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh.
How many points?
5.
He had 4.
for real? Nice.
So he falls over into a heap of his own blood. The dog is just about finishing up the soup and looks around and teleports, actually. Wow, I rolled really well for that. Teleports. And you don't see him.
Okay.
You all level up to 3.
Hour.
I was expecting some bugbears and then some resting action, and then this would have got you to 3.
So, just
Yep.
sorry. It
That's
says
okay.
when making an attack with a finesse weapon, you use your choice of your strength or dex modifier for the attacking damage on rolls. You must use the same modifier for both rolls. So it's just a change in the weapon type.
Okay.
It doesn't want to change any.
Okay, then you're fine then.
So
But
I'll
the
just
long
switch it
sword
out.
can't be. It's got to be a rapier.
Yeah, I'll just switch
Yep.
it out. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I didn't.
It's okay. That's why I said
I
we can figure it out
realized.
after, because I'm sure we'll make
Yeah.
it right. So yeah, you guys can level up to level 3 right now if you want to. We are going to end there. Well, do you guys want to search or do anything in this?
Yeah,
fort?
we gotta
Yeah,
find
so
out
we gotta-
what's going on with the suck dry body, the coin purse from the
Okay.
barbarian.
Check
Yeah.
out the armoires.
Get all the stuff that's
Plus, the
on
barbarian
him.
had armor too, so we
Mhm.
should probably look into.
You have the helmet, yeah.
Well, no, didn't you say you had plate armor or something? No, just a helmet and a great.
Just a helmet and a
Okay.
greatsword. Yep.
All right. Yeah.
And then he had the coin purse and the red liquid. You guys would know the liquid was a healing potion. The coin purse on him had 38 gold. Obviously, he had the helmet, the greatsword, a normal sized greatsword. You guys went back and searched the body in the web. Give me an investigation check.
Who's got good
Oh,
investigation?
not it.
Who's smart? I'm gonna go with the
Definitely not the
warlock.
barbarian.
We'll leave it to the warlock.
I'm not that great. 7.
Alright, I got 15.
I don't know what investigation. Who? Jack? Nope, not me. I got a 2.
And I'll let you all roll for it. You guys know that half the time you're finding something for the other one this
Oh.
time. In the future, we'll only let one person know. What'd you get?
9.
Oh, nope.
15.
Yeah, I got a 2.
So you see your friends one by one go and like try to sift through the web on this body. Nothing. There's nothing on this body. You're like, you guys, the lumps are right there. And when you peel the lumps back, you see a potion of healing. And then you see an empty vial that was also a potion of healing that's already gone.
So we had 2 potions of healing.
One. The other one was drank on it. Oh, yeah. One from the barbarian, one
Yeah.
from this guy. Yep.
Okay.
And then you see an empty potion container as well. The halfling had halfling chainmail. He had a great sword. When you search the armoire, you actually find halfling clothes. You could probably wear them as a dwarf, I would say. They might be a little tight, but you can wear some decent halfling clothes. There's a light crossbow with 7 bolts. Light crossbow is your dex modifier, and it's 1d8 damage plus dex. So it's a normal light crossbow. And then you see a gaudy ring on his finger.
That ring sounds like trouble. We should definitely take it.
I like gaudy things.
It has like the shape of a shield on it. It's got some really like faded, looks like diamonds, like encrusted in the shield, but it's dirty.
Okay. Alright.
Anyone have any questions?
Well, maybe one day when I have some time, I can check and see if that's magical. But
Okay. You see the cage that the dog was in was set up with a pressure trap, obviously. It's a large cage. It's not something you would carry around. It's like a 10-foot cage. Like long, lengthwise. And it's set up so that the back is open when the front's closed. And so when you set it on the pressure plate, it goes and springs him into action.
I'd like to approach the dog, see if
He teleported.
Oh.
Looking around, you don't see him inside of here at all.
Okay.
cool.
Cool. Had fun? Everyone enjoyed it?
This is awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
And just in case were wondering, I did a total.
Thanks for watching, guys.